Show yo yo yo. You on mute.
Hey, babe.
Okay, now you sound like you just woke up, yo.
Man, I got this colonoscopy tomorrow and I can't eat nothing and I'm wasting away. This is how you know how dependent you are on food.
You're not wasting away. You just can't, like you said, you can't eat nothing. And you're shitting out everything that you put in your mouth. So
I ain't even doing that yet. I start at 5 o'clock.
you got till 5 o'clock to eat. So what you doing?
I can't eat. No, I can't. I was supposed to have eggs for breakfast. I did that. Then they said you could have broth, which tastes nasty as hell.
You don't like broth?
No, I thought I did until I got I just heated up some broth. That thing tastes nasty. Yeah.
You eating the wrong. You eating stuff that don't have no good taste.
What broth do you eat?
Well, one I eat let me get my set up. Laptop about to go dead. One, let me tell you what I love. Oh my god, I love.
I'm getting ready to go get it.
That tomato basil. Oh my god.
You're not supposed to have tomato because it's red.
Oh yeah, you can't eat that. That's right.
I'm gonna need you to back.
Get you some chicken noodle soup.
No, I do have that.
Chicken noodle soup. You know what I'm saying?
I had to do my stops too. You doing this on TOS, right?
Yeah, this is on TOS. So, and I'll go over it again too. But when you are, if you want to do a percentage, now mind you, I put this video of trail stop limits in the group me. So if you scroll through the group me, this video is in there. And it's on the Notion that y'all got. So in the Notion notes that I shared with y'all, so you have this the link to this video is in that, and it's in the group me. So if anybody wants it, let me know. Just send me a message, and I can send you that YouTube video of they go over trail stops, limit trail stops, and they do the trail stops on how to do it on ticks. You guys don't really know ticks because ticks is when you're dealing with bonds and futures. Is when you're in the futures market, the price appreciates through ticks. We don't. That's something that you don't have to worry about because we don't do ticks and options. But you can do a percentage and you can do a price. So you can your triggers can be that percentage or that price, and then you can do a limit or a market order. And then you, like I said, you can base that trigger off of the mark, the bid, the ask, or the last. So it's a variety of different ways that you can set it up. And I always do it off of the bid because the bid is basically what you sell it at anyway. So I let that be my trigger. And I could rather do 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, $5, 75 cents. You set it, of course. And in that way, you have all the parameters that you want. And I would say, it sounds like a lot. I would practice it in your paper trading.
12 on Tuesday, 12:53. We put it in the group me.
Cool. So Brandon. So yeah.
Okay. I would like that video, Kenny, because I'm not in the group me.
All right, I'll send it to you. I got you.
Why you not in the group me?
I'm about to
Kenny didn't have me.
I got you.
Who is that?
Thank you. Crystal. My name is Crystal. I started
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm gonna add you in there right now, Crystal. But
yeah, we needed some more
yeah, man, I'm excited.
Hormone,
some more estrogen.
Yeah, let's even it out a little bit.
I heard her voice and I was like, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, who is that?
Are y'all done or are y'all finished?
Yeah, we're done. Thank you. Welcome, Crystal.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what your trail stops limits would be or whatever. So it's good to get familiar with it, not just the trail stop limit, but just a trail stop, as well as a stop loss. because these are functions that you can use to lock in your profits. For those of us that are at work during the day when market hours are open, this is perfect for y'all. For when you're looking to get out of a trade but don't want to sell it at a cheaper rate or a low, and you think and you knowing or you feeling that I know it can go higher, then let me set up this stop loss, or let me do this trailing stop loss, or let me do this trailing stop limit loss. You know what I'm saying? And in that way, it'll still execute what you need to get executed if you're trying to get out of the trade. And mind you, this is only if you're trying to get out of the trade. So, hold on for a second. 2 seconds. All right, boom. I just add you in the group, Crystal. So yeah, so that'd be that's always a good way to look at capturing your gains. If you're up a lot and you don't have time to be, you don't want to watch it like a hawk, then just set you a trail stop limit or a trail limit or a stop loss, and in that way you can, because nobody wants to go through what we just went through and lose a lot of gains, unless we playing for the long haul, right? If we going for the long haul, then we'll weather through that volatility, because the bad side of closing a position is that now that those gains or losses are now realized. You know what I'm saying? So when I say realized, it's real, because the money ain't real until you close the position. Be clear. It's just what the value is estimated at being. It ain't real. It ain't your money until you close it out. So even when you're down and you're negative, if you got time, just hold tight, because you may be going through a bad downward trend. When that upward trend come back, so will that position, it'll start appreciating again, and hopefully you'll get most of it or all of your money from whatever your high was. But it won't be realized until you close the position. So if you can stay in it, you got time, roll with it. If not, then sometimes we just gotta do what we gotta do and bounce and go somewhere else. But for all of those who are in or who have gotten Viacom, I want to say tip my hat off. Good gains. Even if because I know Keith, you in the stock still.
Yeah.
So still a good look. I know Derek, I think you in it, right, Spellman?
No, I didn't get Viacom.
Huh? Oh, you didn't get it?
Can you hear me?
So what I'm gonna nah, I can hear you now.
No.
So what we did a second ago, before everybody got on, we went over what that play looks like moving forward. So as I did with the other class before, we talked about what is the economic news coming up this week. So you got your retail sales being reported, you got crude inventory levels being reported, and then you got the FOMC interest rate decision being reported on Wednesday. So all of these are economic news that can affect the market. You know what I'm saying? Of course, retail sales, that's going to be instrumental to see how the retail market and how consumer spending is. You know what I'm saying? If people spending money, that's good for the market. If they ain't spending no money, that's bad for the market, because ain't nobody making no money. But that's going to be on the retail side. So if you're in ETFs like XRT or in some of these consumer staples, discretionary plays, Macy's, Wayfair been off the meter. You would see an increase in those stocks this week if the sales numbers come in good across the board, right? That sector will do typically well. So keep an eye out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just keep an eye out on the market, especially Wednesday, because we had the Fed interest rate decision being made, which there shouldn't be an increase in interest rates, but there is maybe some type of I'm sure he will speak about the 10-year treasury rate, right? Because now we're at 1.6. We're at 1.625 currently right now. And it was at 1.63 on Friday. Even though the market was down, it came back towards the second half of the day, and it finished negative. But for it to come back the way it did, and for us to be at 1.63, that's telling me that the market is getting used to a higher interest rate. It's getting used to increases in inflation. That's good because we won't see no more negative 200, 300, 400 days in the NASDAQ. My heart can't take it no more. I'm over that shit. You know what I'm saying? So looking at the calendar, looking at our month-to-month calendar, knowing where we're at in that cycle, we should be on the path to good money. So I want y'all to start looking at some of these positions. If you got some cash on the side, about to come into some cash for those about to get that 1,400 stimmy, that should be one or two contracts. Huh?
I get a couple dollars.
I ain't got it.
I don't
got it either.
I don't get it. I don't get the stimmy.
Yeah, I don't get that. So
y'all get ready to get y'all checks.
we don't get
no checks.
We don't get no stimulus money.
Right. So you know.
I see how family do.
I ain't got it.
I got it. If you need it, I got it for you. Only if you need it. But but you're gonna have to sell that bar and all the liquor that's in that bar.
If you really need it.
Right. If you really need it, yeah. So after you do all of that, I gotta make sure that you ain't got no ass, and then I'ma still need. This is my new thing. Anybody ask me for any money, I need double what you need, what you asking for in collateral, because I'm too old to take a loss. So if you got some jewelry, mental note, I keep that note. Okay. Yeah. If you got some jewelry, I take jewelry, I take stocks, bonds, you know what I'm saying? I take material things, but it has to equal up to double what you want. Because if you don't pay me back, I can sell your shit and get my money back. Be clear. So now we got that out the way.
So you still want to borrow some money from him?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I got you, Mona.
Hey, I said mental note. I just got that mental note.
You got cars over there. You got businesses that you own.
You talking about bar.
Hey, listen. You got one bar above me. So that's you know what I'm saying? And you got
carry on.
Hella liquor. You don't want to have that conversation. See how they do you? That means she don't really want it and she got it. I know. Tell that to somebody else. But so this week, and it's crazy. I don't even know how I missed it, but I missed it. I think all of us missed it. Did anybody look at Airbnb? That motherfucker was on fire this week. Let's go to the chart.
Real.
This motherfucker just been doing his thing over the past since Monday. We're gonna just go from Monday. Look at it. This is from Monday.
The food ready? Yeah. I gotta leave in a couple minutes.
173 from 173 to 206. That's a nice little move. In a week, it went up 20 points.
Yeah.
I take that. I mean, no, my bad. It went up 31 points. 32 points in a week.
Wow.
So, just to be clear, there are a lot of winners out here. We gotta open our eyes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of winners out here. So, hopefully, some of y'all positions are starting to appreciate. Start getting some of them.
You think that NRC is gonna keep moving?
You know what? Let's pull it up. Let's see what the fuck is going on with NRZ. Because they done pissed me the fuck off.
I got it out of the money. And actually we're in the money.
What strike? Because I'm out of NRZ. But what strike?
I got it at the $11 strike. Well, yeah. No, I got it at the I got it out of the money. What's it?
You know what your expiration is?
Hey guys, I'm
Go
going
ahead
to
with
sign
that,
off.
with this
I-
half-ass information.
I
Travel
talk to
safe,
So
y'all.
it's
Keith.
I talk to y'all. All right, thank you.
All right, yo, have a safe flight, bro. Hit me
All
when
right,
you
no
land.
doubt.
Oh, you going
Appreciate it.
somewhere?
All right,
Yeah, he in North Carolina. Had to
All
go
right,
to
Keith.
his mom.
Yeah.
He want
Oh,
to get back to
okay.
Jersey.
all right,
Go back to
Okay.
again.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Yo, go to I got the April 16th expiration date.
What's your expiration?
I just got you got it, April 16th. You just hit it.
I know, but what's your expiration?
So I got it at
Right. He said
oh
the
my strike.
16th.
Strike. I got it 11.
Which one you got?
11.
11.
Yep.
So you at 39 cents. So you right at the money. I'm
at the money. Right.
What number did you get in that?
Got it, but when I got it, it was out of the money.
Right. So
I'm still not at the break even point though. I won't be at the break even until it hits 11:42. But I'm just saying, just the fact that because it's been going up like maybe anywhere from 15 to 20 cents a day.
It doesn't have big swings. It has little small.
So by
swings.
April 16th, it should be good.
I mean, this is only March the 14th. So you figure
Right.
you got a whole nother month already in a month.
Right.
It
Right.
has, let's just look at what it's done already in a month. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. So what's this? This is April. This is March 14th.
What's going on, neighbor?
So February 14th.
Good. I'm gonna come by on the call.
Right here. So let me see.
Who's just got on?
Let me mark that real quick.
I guess the reason why I'm asking that, Kenny, is because just based on conversation, like maybe this is one that I could do the trail stop, right? If it goes into further into the money, right?
Right.
Let's say in like another 2 weeks, right? If it's still rocking. Do the trail stop on that one, right?
So in a month's time, it went up $2. So if you want to do a trail stop on this,
it went up how much? It went up how much you broke up?
It went up $2 in a month's time.
Got you. Right, got you.
What stock is that?
This is NRZ. It's a new residential.
NRZ.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I got up out of it. I got rid of it.
I'm still in that piece.
Can you mention it?
Yeah, I was in it for a minute.
Still in there, Shimona?
Yeah, I'm still in there.
Right. I got it, so I got in it. Well, you good? You should be good, Mona.
No.
It had a rough patch.
Yeah.
Then it's just it's been going up like at least.
You gotta. I think I gotta look at it. You in there in April. That's an April one for you.
Yep, April 16th.
April.
I gotta look at my date. I'm almost home.
Yeah, that
So I could do a trail. That's what I was. My break even is 11:42. So let's say if it gets to like maybe 12, then I could come out.
This is the thing.
In theory.
What is your outlook for it? Like, do you have a target price for it?
No.
So you need to figure out. I mean, it's easy to create an exit, but what is the strategy? Are you trying to see gains? Or are you trying to pivot? Do you have a target price that you want to get out, or that you're trying to achieve, or you just was in it on a short-term swing trade? Like, let's talk it through.
Yeah.
So that we gotta.
So when I got in, it was really right.
Derek,
So
where
when
are
I got
you?
in, it was expensive, $42. So I was just like, I'm outside changing a tire.
Oh, okay.
Because then it's not like you out of breath or your reception is fucked
For
up.
real.
That tire is kicking your ass or you out of shape. Which one is it?
Yeah. I'm a little bit out of breath.
Or you on a neighbor's Wi-Fi? Which one is it? You on a neighbor's Wi-Fi?
That's Teddy Riley Wi-Fi.
Right, you got the Teddy Riley Wi-Fi over there?
I know, right? No. I'm good. If the tires change, well, I was maybe walking too far away from my food.
So do you wanna so let's talk it out.
So
Do you wanna
when I got it, it was really just
exit
about
strategy?
my exit strategy for this one. Again, first of all, understand why I got it, how I got it, or my thought process. I was like, hey, it's 40. I just get in, I'll play, see, learn, be the one that I can practice with some real money on. So now that it's making money, I've been following it. Now I don't care if I just got out and just make a little profit. You know, so let's say it goes to $12. I would could come out then and be like, okay, because I don't want to stay in long term. I know
Your phone is horrible.
just because I don't have the rental right now. Start with this rate.
Huh?
You say something?
Your phone is horrible. I couldn't understand nothing you were saying. Now I don't hear you.
All right, well, we'll come.
Is it Joy?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Kenny, you frozen to me. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know it was
Oh,
internet acting up or something going on.
can you? No, I'm saying, hey, until I get back in the house, just move on to something else. We can come back to it. I want to be respectful of everybody else's time too. So,
well,
so we'll come back.
So we'll go over. So when you get into a stock, we do our research and we look at why we get in, but then we also got to understand what are the expectations for the stock, what's the expectations for the contract, what is our target goal? You know what I'm saying? And once you reach your target, what do we do then? Well, we got several things we can do. We just realized that now we can put stop loss, trailing stop limits to lock in those gains if we continue to stay in, because this is the thing. Once you reach your target, it's time to reevaluate that position. Do I stay in? Do I want to continue this for a longer period because it's been doing so well? Especially if you hit your target in a shorter time frame than what you expected, right? What's the outlook for this company and what they got going on for the rest of the year, for the next year, for the next 2-3 years? Because it may turn into a long-term play, right? So but I always tell y'all, every time a company goes through earnings, that is the report card to know if this is where we stand. So if you're going to use every 90 days to reevaluate, then use that as your parameter to say, okay, every time this company reports earnings, it's basically telling you what it did. It's told you what it did for the previous quarter, right? Leading up to that date, and then they give you what they call guidance as to what they're going to do for the next 90 days. So you can always use that to be like, okay, I'm going to evaluate this position every 90 days. So no matter what's going on during that period, I'm going to hold tight. But you got to also take into account what is your expiration on the contract, because we buying options, we're not buying stock. What is your expiration and how far is that coming up? Because you may have reached a point in the contract where you might be at the high. We don't know what the high is, but if it's had a nice little run up, you want to evaluate to see what the outlook is, to see if it's something that we want to stay in, Or should we say, you know what? Let me take these gains, let me get this money, and let me look at what I'm gonna pivot next to. You know what I'm saying? That's why I use alerts. Like I was just showing y'all, I keep alerts all throughout every chart because I want to know if the stock is going up or down, and what is my outlook for the stock. Like I write my little notes in there. I tell you all the time, if y'all gonna set alerts, write notes because you're gonna be looking at so many stocks, setting up so many charts, creating so many alerts. You're gonna forget why you was looking at that stock when the alert goes off. So the notes will remind you why you was looking at it. What was your train of thought? What was your expectation for the stock or for the contract when it hit that point? You know what I'm saying? So use the functions in your trading platforms to help you to make it easier for you. Because as we get older, we forget shit. I know I do. So it's easier to write things down in the application or in the software that you have so that when that alert goes off, you know why it went off. You know why you set the alert. You know what your next move is supposed to be. You know, if you're going to get out and hit the price target and you want to get out, hey, you got every right in the world to sell that position, right? It's your money. You do what you want to do. But to lock in those gains, yeah, we could set trailing stops. You know what I'm saying? Because now, if the stock continues to rise, so does your exit price. You know what I'm saying? So okay, well, once I hit 200%, 300%, we were just talking on this on the other class, and Crystal was doing a pivot, and she was like, when I hit 100%, and it's so crazy how when you get used to doing this, when you get introduced to the world of options, and you have some resemblance of success, you talk about return on your money different. You know what I'm saying? You know, she was talking about when I hit 100%, I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do with this X, Y, and Z. That conversation is not normal because we're used to putting money in the bank and getting 3%,
2%.
2%. You know what I'm saying? As Keith would say, 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? So to sit here and have a conversation that I'm gonna get this 100% real quick and then I'm gonna do blah blah blah. That's another mindset. That's that new math. That's who you want to be. Because guess what? The better you come at doing this, now those percentage returns become higher. You know what I'm saying? Once you hit 100, you looking at, okay, boom. What's next? 200, 150, 200, 300, 350, 400, 500. You know what I'm saying? When you hit a contract and you got 500% return, you feel like you the king. But guess what? It can go even higher. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have those goals, and you're supposed to set those goals in yourself to make you a better investor, make you do a better type of research and say, okay, well, and make your entry points and your strikes a lot better so that you say, you know what? I can see those type of returns. But this is also a trick when you're looking at some of these strikes. Even if this, let's just say, I don't necessarily look at the price. I also think about how much do I want to invest in the company, right? Because if I believe the stock can go up, and how much do I want to invest in the company? If I think the stock can go up, then yeah, I may look at a cheaper strike, depending on how far out of the money it is and how the strikes look. Because you can easily buy, if you're gonna put 2,000, I could easily go buy a contract for $20, right? Or I could buy two contracts for $10, right? Or if the contract is at 50 cents, I could buy 40 contracts, right? But if I have faith that the stock is going to go up and I got those 40 contracts, guess what? If the stock is going up, I can watch that money grow. And every time it goes up a certain amount, I multiply that by the amount of contracts. So no matter what strike I look at now, I try to do 10 contracts, nothing less than five, right? That's also dictates how much money I'm gonna put into it. So if I say I'm gonna put 5,000 into every trade, that 5,000 can represent 10 contracts, but nothing less than 5. And I'm hoping I can find a strike price that meets that, right? Now, of course, the come up series has the strike price formula, but everybody playing with different money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get in where you fit in. And
Get in.
I tell people always be mindful of the delta and the gamma, not necessarily the gamma, but your delta, because it shows you your rate of return. So take this into account. When you're looking at a strike, try to be mindful of not going no lower than 0.30, right? Does everybody know what I mean when I say 0.30? Anybody that don't know what I mean? Well, you got to say something. Say something. Let me know.
What?
You know, I'll get to talking and keep
No,
it moving.
I tell you. Go ahead, please.
So when we look at the option chain, as like I pulled it up right now, and right here in layout, you know, you can click on layout and you can go down to delta, gamma, theta, vega, right? They don't never show row, but they just show the 4, delta, gamma, theta, vega. In the delta column, when I say 0.30, I want to look for something that's like a 0.30. And I'm looking for, and that's going to dictate the strike price, the lowest strike price that I would be considering. Now, have I done things lower than 0.30? Hell fucking yeah. Excuse my French. But yeah.
So that's your standard though, the
That's
0.30.
that's what I would like to be my standard. Nothing less than 0.30. Because then that way it's a shorter distance to get to that 0.50 and higher. Because this right here, this column right here, tells you what you make per dollar the stock price moves, right? So if I'm at 0.30, well, let's use this. This is at 0.19. It tells you two different things. It tells you there's a 19% chance that this contract right here will expire in the money, right? And it also tells you that for every dollar, you're going to make 19 cents. Now, this is what's interesting. On this particular strike, look at the gamma. On these, actually, and the one above it. These gammas are unusually high, right? So the delta tells you how much you make on the first dollar. The gamma tells you how much you make on the second dollar. So if the stock went up $2, right? That first dollar you made 19 cents. That second dollar you make 19 plus the 24, which is 43 cents. So if the stock went up $2, you make 43 cents and 19 cents, which is 62. You made 62 cents on $2. Y'all follow that? So that's what the delta and your gamma is. Theta is more or less the rate of time that is the time decay in the position, which is like a penny. And that's, you know, and be clear, theta doesn't matter once your position goes in the money. Of course, that's the ultimate goal, is for these contracts to be in the money, because if they expire and if you want to exercise the contract, at least it'll be applicable to you buying stock or whatever. It's worth something when it's in the money. When it's out the money, it ain't worth nothing. So it's worth something when it expires in the money. But like I always tell you, depending on what your objective is for the position that you buy, you ain't got to be in the money to make money. We see that. we just need movement. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be in the money. As if I can buy it at 5 and it closes out at 50, I'm cool. So you always want to know what your objective is when you're going into a position. At least let me have an idea of where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Where would I like to go? So that's why you look at your delta and your gamma. But then once again, you also want to take a look at your volume and open interest. So this is that NRZ. Look at that. On Friday, you had 1,000 contracts being bought and sold in this particular strike. At that 11 strike where Derek is in, 1,012. Right? So this number is going to be added to the open interest. So you're going to have 6,000 people, 6,000 contracts being bought and sold. Look at there's activity in these 11, 12, 13, $14 strikes, right? A lot of activity going on because prior to, look at it, look at above and look at below. Ain't nobody thinking about this. Ain't nobody thinking about those positions. So there's a lot of anticipatory activity going on. And it's probably a lot of buying because like I said, with a month out, be clear, look at this. Let me show you something real quick. Look at the net change. If this, hold on, let me go back to that. Let me go back to the open interest. So take a look at this right here. 1,000, and I'm gonna look at that $11, that strike, the 11th strike on the April 16, 2021 contract. 1,012 contracts traded, right? At 39 cents and they worth 34 cents, right? A month out, and you got a month out in this position, in this expiration. We've seen that the stock has went up $2 in the previous month, right? So if this stock went up, and just look at this. If this stock goes up $2 more in a month, look at that, 1, 2. That 34 cents could turn into $1.80. You see that? That is, let's do the math on that. That's about 35, what's that? 70, 140. That's about 500% return in a $2 move. So a $2 move could be a 500% return. You see how I came to that? Huh?
NRZ, huh?
So maybe that's why I seen a lot of activity on Friday because they looking at the same thing. Oh, let me go ahead and get this contract because if I sit on this and it does another $2 move, this 34 cent can turn into $1.80. That's like a 500% move. Now imagine you put some significant money behind it, right? So now that $34 turns into $180. Let's say you got 10 contracts. Then 10 contracts cost you $390, right? You know they're worth $34 or $340 for those 10 contracts. But those 10 contracts, if you get this $2 move, that 340 can turn into 1,800. You see how the power of multiple contracts can multiply what your money's looking like? So that's why I want to do 10, but I'll do nothing less than 5 contracts right now. And I want to increase that. And some, like I said, I've got some positions where I got 100 contracts, you know. I'm in, what's that? Vail. I got 100 contracts in Vail. You said something, Mona? You on mute. Can nobody hear you?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so what strike? That's the $12 strike?
That's the $11 strike. That's what Spellman is in now.
I'm in a damn 12.
So you in a 12. So let's do a 2 move for you. Boom, boom. That 11 cents can be 95 cents. That's even a bigger percentage gain. That's an 800% return. For you to go from 11 to 95, that's around, give or take couple numbers. But if this is say it did a $2 move in these next 30 days or less than. So depending on where you at depends on how your strike can appreciate or not. And that's guesstimations. That's just, based off of these numbers here. if I go up $2 in the strike price, I mean, go up $2 in the stock, it should be around the same bid price, give or take. But you can see a significant change of rate of return if you're in that. Now, just imagine you had, you know, 100 or 50 contracts. You know, and now you get that $2 price movement, and you get somewhere around this 95 cents, you know, but you purchased them when it was 11 cents. So that's how multiple contracts can multiply your rate of return even faster. You know, buying that one contract, yeah, it's cool, it's cute, but we better than that.
It's
You know what I'm
cute.
saying? We trying to get to the money. So sometimes when you believe in a stock or you believe in a company, and I'm not saying you got to be, you know, wholeheartedly in, but if you putting your money in it, you must believe to some extent that it can go up. So be careful. Don't I ain't saying jump out the window, but always be conscious and careful. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Because now my new thing is this: if I'm down 20% of my money, I'm gone. Pew. I'm a pivot. I'm a wait.
Are you sticking with that?
I'm sticking with that. That's my new shit. I just said it's my new shit. I used to be like, it'll come back. It'll come back. Nah, I'm sticking. That's gonna be my new discipline. If I go down of my money, not money I've made, but of my money, if I go down 20% of my money, I'm gone. I got to reevaluate.
That's a good discipline. I need to do that. I need to not.
And this is my thinking. I don't want to stay in something too long and watch my money slowly dwindle. I got positions on here now. I'm negative 99. I'm like, well, I got about another 30 days. Let's see what happens. Because it don't make sense to sell it now. Because what I tell y'all, the money's not real until the position's closed. So I'm gonna wait till April 16th, that Friday at 3:59. Actually, at 4 o'clock, because they're gonna have to kick me out the building. You know what I'm saying? Out of the contract. I'm not going nowhere. Because guess what? All it takes is 1 minute for something to happen and for that joint to shoot up. I think I told you about the dude that bought that contract on that Friday and he made 135,000. You know what I'm saying?
On what contract? What dude?
I can't think of the company, but it's in this other group I'll be looking at on that UFC Traders. He bought it was some contracts for a penny. He bought like I think 100 of them, and the shit went from a penny to $16 in 1 day. Yes.
Is that a lotto play? Was that a lotto play? I've heard about those.
Yeah, it was a lotto play.
Okay.
What does that mean? What's a lotto play?
It's just a toss up. It's like you playing the lotto.
Yeah, like on a Friday before the market is getting ready to close. Yep. If you think a stock is gonna have some significant movement, you just get a cheap contract and boom, see what happens.
Like you say, all right, fuck, let me throw this money away, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, he made 135,000.
Wow.
And I mean, you know, I'm in that Discord, and they always talking about different lotto plays, and some of them don't run up like that, but that was just a crazy run up. To put up $100 and make 135,000. What? Damn. I probably would have sold that shit when it went to 50 cents. I'd have been like, I'm out of here. I'm taking this money. But you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but this is the thing. We see it all the time.
I don't want to see it. I want to be it.
Well, this is what I'm saying. But this is the thing. This is your problem. I'm gonna tell you what your problem is.
Oh Lord, here we go. What's my problem, Coach?
You be wanting to haggle with the market maker. You be telling the market maker you don't want to pay for something. You know what I'm saying? And then, then you hit him with your favorite line. I ain't got it. So you.
Well, see, a prime example. Friday the market went down. Thursday the market was okay. I set a limit to buy some ARKF.
That's been fucking moving slow, but go ahead.
And yeah, it has. And I put in an amount of, because I think it was 65 cents or something like that. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try my hand because I'm thinking it's going to go down, you know. So I did 55 cents. And it didn't do nothing that day. I was like, shit, it went up. So I went in Friday morning and changed it to 65 cents or whatever. You know, it went down. That's a part of my problem. I just got to set it and let it go. Let the market come to me.
Or you could just do this. Sometimes, depending on, now this is when you have to do, and you don't necessarily do this, but because you don't have time to do it. You don't have time to watch the cycle of the market, right? Because you at work. So you don't have the luxury of being able to look at the chart and look at the minute chart to see how it's moving, to read the candles to see, okay, it look like it's going in a downward trend, look like it's going on an upward trend, or it's trading sideways. You don't have that luxury. So when you be out here haggling with the market maker, I'm like, Mona, you haggling over $5. $5 is not going to make a difference if you buying the contract.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. Because they keep talking about, you can see the option chain, what the history of an option was.
Right.
Where do you do that at?
So you do it several ways. So let's say we're going to use NRZ since I'm in it right now. So if I double click on it, right, it's going to show me, hold on, let me move this up. If I double click on it, there's two ways you can do it. You can come, do you see this, the little box that popped open? Can you see that?
No.
You see this box right here?
Wait.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, go ahead. I see it.
You can come right here. You can click copy, right? You can click copy, and then you can go click copy, then go into charts and click paste, right? Or if you're in TD Ameritrade, you can go down here, go to where it says more info on that particular contract, slide it over, go into TOS charts, hit the second window, and then your option chain will pop up in your chart screen.
Oh.
So, and then from there, you can rather, it's the same way as if you had your main chart here, you got all of your instruments at the top where you can look at the daily, you can look at the monthly, the weekly, the hourly, or whatever. And then now, this is your option. This is the chart for that particular contract. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me move this out the way to the side. There you go. So now I can look at, okay, this is how this has been moving over X amount of days. And then if I want to go change that frequency, I can look at the hourly chart and then just zoom in and just start looking at it, what it did on the hour. But we're gonna look at the daily chart to kind of get an idea of how it's been moving.
What's the purple line?
See. Huh?
What's the purple line?
That's the VWAP. So volume weighted average price line. So I think I went over that with y'all. Did I?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
No, I did, but we didn't go deep into it. Don't do that. I did go over it, Negro.
Crystal and Kim need to know.
Yeah, whatever. We'll go over it again.
I need to hear things 5 times.
Right, exactly. But that's how you look at the chart for a specific contract. So, and the same thing as if I would have did the copy, it would be up in this area right here in this box, in the ticker box. That's just the ticker name for that contract or whatever. So that was just an easier way for me to do it, just to go into the TOS charts and then just put up on the chart thing. But yeah, it shows you. And actually, hold on, I'm gonna do it another way, which may be easier. It just affects something else. We're going to trade. We go here, but I go on the charts. I'm gonna do it at the bottom so it's a longer chart. So then it gets rid of my studies at the bottom of my regular charts, and it puts it at a longer view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
It
giving
just
it
widens out the chart for the daily chart for that particular contract. And that way you can just see it over a matter of time on a daily chart. It's just a better looking view of it or whatever. So as you can see right now, it is at 36 cents, which is the bid price. Well, no, that's the ask price for it, because that's not what it's worth. It's worth 34 cents. But this is the progression of it. So looking at this is a Harambe, right? So this candle right here is a doji. It kind of gives you a change of direction. So like how this candle went up and then it came down, but it went up to 44, but then there's downward pressure on it. So the downward pressure had pushed it back down. So, you know, not knowing or knowing what's installed for next week with interest rates, possible toss up in the air, which I doubt interest rates are going to increase because we still at an unemployment rate of 6.2. You know what I'm saying? Even though it went up from 6.3 to 6.2, still unemployment is at over 6%. So we just have to keep in mind that there won't be an increase. I don't think there's going to be an increase in interest rates. So that should be good news. But that US Treasury or more people buying bonds, because if more people are buying bonds, then the bond rate goes down. I mean, goes up. So it's like the opposite. If they're buying it, it go up. If they're not buying it, it go down, right? So we at 1 point. The 10-year Treasury is at 1.625 right now.
That's the one that went up on Friday.
Yeah, it was up Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
And that's why the NASDAQ was down. So it's going to be interesting to see because NRZ is a real estate company, right? They manage commercial and residential. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does, because I'm kind of like, I'm still on some sideways with this company. I don't really see the appreciation taking off like how.
Are you still in it?
Oh, no, I told you I got out of it. I'm gone 2 steps to the rear. I tell you, when I started cleaning out, I was cleaning out. If anything that was moving sideways and didn't have the potential to start moving was out of there, was out of my portfolio. So, but what I did get into, I got into GLW, which is Corning. Told you I'm big. I'm on Corning for the long haul, which is the glassware company that makes all of the screens for all of the iPhones, and they're going into a lot of fiber optic stuff. I bought some fuel cell. I loaded it back up on the fuel cell.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I bought some. I'm still in that nano, but that's only reason I'm still in that is because I'm down 98%. And it don't make sense to sell. That's the only reason I'm still in that.
So I'm sure you out of both X's, the put and the call.
I'm still in both of them.
Are you?
Yes, X did good this week.
Yeah, the call, but that put is just.
But so still did good. But this is the thing. Understand why it went up. That's what I tell you. Always understand why it went up. It went up because of that goddamn stimulus being signed. Once it went to the Senate, that was good news because they knew once the Senate passed it, they knew the Senate was going to pass it. They knew Biden was going to sign it after the Senate passed. Boom. And a good portion of that bill is for what? Infrastructure, cybersecurity. So you start looking at companies like CrowdStrike, Firefly, FireEye, Palo Alto, all took off this week, right? Because I'm in CrowdStrike. I got the stock. I own the stock in CrowdStrike.
Right, I got the stock.
I still got the option too. But anyway, it's another story.
Hey, I'm on a break right now so I can chat, and I want to talk about one thing.
Go ahead.
And it's about what Mona said and about the haggling with the market makers, because I felt that so much in my soul when she was explaining that, because I'm in the exact same situation, same contract, same everything, right? And so for my last 15 contracts that I was going to try to get with ArcF, I had in my order at 50 cents, and it went up, and I adjusted it up to 50, I think at 55, and then it went up, and now I'm at, and I feel like I'm haggling and chasing, and I'm wondering, is it gonna make that big of a difference in the long run? Trying to get it at 50. When I looked at the contract at the option, it looked like 50 cents was a good area, because it looked like that was a memory point. So I was like, okay, it's gonna come back down to 50, and that's the price I want to buy it at. But the reason why is because I bought it high right in mid-February, right before all the crashing and stuff. So I bought it at $2 because at the time, $2 was a good price. So now I'm trying to bring my average down a lot, as much as possible. So I really wanted to buy the rest at 50 cents, to bring my average down. But like, if I can't catch it at 50, and to me, that's a big difference, 50 cents to 60 cents on 15 contracts. That's the difference between me. That's big to me.
But this is gonna be my answer to you. But Kenny, you tell me what you think. Only because she's trying to average down, I would go ahead and
average down.
I would go ahead and get it. I think it's right now at 64. I would go ahead and get in it, period. I wouldn't try to haggle with them, because you're trying to bring yourself down.
Now, what is the expiration in the strike?
July and 85.
Let's go to July 85. We're gonna pull it up.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Get out my head, Crystal. Get out my head.
I know, right? I was looking to you like, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm in that too. I'm in that one too. I'm in that one too. So we're gonna put up the chart on it too, on that particular contract.
Okay.
I'm in that July 85 too. So yeah. So looking at this chart, and like I said, when we're looking at trying to get into the buying a contract, just think about it. Like, and I know that 5 cents or that $5 makes a difference, but it doesn't make a difference in the overall expectation of what we're trying to get for the stock, right? Because you trying to save $5 and you miss your entry point or getting your position filled, and
right,
you're chasing it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I feel that. I'm like, I don't want to be chasing it, but at the same time, I don't want to buy too high again on my average down.
But even on your average down, right? You're still going to get your average down, but now it's almost like you are. And think about this. So let me show you something. I don't know if y'all know this or not. So let me do this. I'm gonna do a mock trade. Hold on. I'm gonna show you.
You're on break, so hurry up.
Calm down, Tiger. So whenever you are buying a contract, right? This bar right here, I want you to always be mindful of this bar right here. This is what's basically what's going to tell you. And this bar is not showing you nothing right now because the market is closed. But this bar shows you what the market maker will take and what he won't take to an extent. This number is your mid number, and that is your natural number. So you can move this up and down to put, and that will dictate your price up here, right? So typically, if it was at 65, this may be 63 or 60. And he'll take that. But you can, so if you move this down, you see that bar start going down and your expected price to get filled. All this information down here will change. You probably have never even noticed that.
No, I never noticed that.
Right. So this tells you if it will possibly get filled from the market maker. So as you're going up and down on this scale right here, pay attention to down here, because once you go outside of it, there's a good chance it won't even get filled. So always keep that into
Chase, go find my thing to put this in there, Charlie.
So always keep that in perspective when you're looking at, when you're buying, when you're trying to get your orders filled. Look at this line right here, right? And it's going to tell you a good possibility. Now, also, this is what I do as well. I go to the minute chart and I see how the stock is moving, because that is going to tell you if it may even hit a lower price than what is already being shown on here. So if they wanted 65 and you trying to get it for 55, look at how the stock has been moving within the last 5 minutes. Because if it has even touched that mark, if it ain't even touched that mark, it's a cold chance in hell it's going to get filled. Unless it starts going in a downward trend. So you could probably save a nickel, but you ain't going to save a dime.
Okay.
Well, that
So
all
with all that in mind, then just go ahead. If depending on how it moves, Monday.
Right. So
within the next couple of days.
You already know it's going to be worth 5 cents cheaper, right? Once you buy it. So it's at 65 right now. Now, this is the thing. Look at what the market is going to open at. Because if the market says it's going to be, if the futures is going to be, if the NASDAQ futures are going to be negative, then this may come down. And then what may be an opportune time for you to hop in. You know what I'm saying? So look at that NASDAQ future to get an idea of what the opening is going to be on the market. What you about to say, Mona?
But Crystal, that depends too on if you got the time to look at all of that. Again, like I was saying, we are emotional. We got to stop, which is what I need to work on too. Stop trying to chase the market, like trying to get it. Because we just want to get in. We want to hurry up and get in because we think we're going to miss something.
Right.
But in doing that, sometimes we may get in at a high price. It may be outside the Bollinger Band and so forth and so forth. It's just maybe too high. But there is going to be a pullback. So to me, I got to work on just set my price that I want to get in at and let it go. Just let it be. But for you, you said you brought in at $2 and something, right?
Yeah, $2 even.
So no matter
at the time that was on a pullback. It was on a teeny tiny baby pullback.
Right.
But I did buy it on a pullback.
even at the $2, if you got in at the $2, even no matter now, you still are going to get
still, I mean, because I did average once, and I'm at $1.50 now. I was trying to bring my average to $1 though. That was what I was.
But you can still get to it. I mean, and it may still get to $1. Well, if you bought it at 60, if you bought it at 65 cents and you paid $2, and how you gonna buy more contract?
I'm at $1.50 now.
So
and I was trying to buy more at 50 cents.
Right.
To get it to $1.
At least 50 cents to get it at $1.
Right. Which is what I was trying to do. But so what I'm asking is, I don't want to lose out. I'm wondering if I should just go on and get it at 60. And it might not bring it down to $1, but it might bring it to $1.25 or.
And think about it like this. So this you got to think about all of these different things at the same time. Knowing where we're at in the month-to-month calendar of the year, the cycle, right? Looking at where the cycle is right now. So this is the
looking at going up.
Right. This is the opportune time, if the cycle's correct, for things to start going up. So you don't want to not be in it at the lowest point that is advertised right now, because guess what? It may not be back at 65 no more.
Right. I do sense that, which is why I raised my limit to 60 because I'm like, okay.
ARKF went up on Friday. It ain't go up a lot.
It did.
But it went up. You know what I'm saying? I think I made about $180, but it's going up. And then you can look by this chart right here, right? We at 60 cents right now, right? So this thing is probably, and looking at, this is over, what's the date on this? This is since February the 8th. You look at the whole trajectory, boom. And the low point was at 30 cents. Okay, it went up since then. I mean, I ain't got it going back down. I ain't got it going past 60 no more.
Right. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I was thinking the right thing. Just go ahead and bring it up to, about 60, 65. Okay. So am I thinking
I think that
okay?
would be a Because if you look at it right here, right? So this is my support level right now. But and this is the resistance. The resistance is at zero point 0.7. So anything between this 0.3 and between 30 and 70 cents is a good look. Now, can it go down? Of course it could go down. You know what I'm saying? But you looking at it right here, now I'm looking at this support level, it's at 50 cents. So really between 50 and 70 cents, right? Those are where that's the range you want to be in to try to get these contracts, because I think once if they come out and say anything good about, this is my train of thought right now. When the Fed Chief Powell came on 2 weeks ago, and that's when 10-year treasuries had went up to 1.5, and he didn't want to say anything about the 10-year treasury, but he felt he had to say something because people, the markets was just negative 300, negative 400 every day, right? So he figured he had to say something to calm the market down. And I think when he comes out on Wednesday, his conversations are going to be a lot more positive about, one, the interest rates are not going to change, right? Because, like I said, unemployment is still over 6%. The U.S. 10-year Treasury is now raised to 1.62, which the markets are getting accustomed to that level. So that's why, the market kind of came back on Friday. So I think his conversation is going to be a positive conversation. Saying all that to say, ARKF is probably going to start moving up. So you may want to just say, let me just bite the bullet, because at the end of the day, if you bought 15 contracts, and let's say you could have got it for $5 less, it's only what? What's that? What's $15? What's that? $75? You're going to not be in a position for $75?
Got you. Okay.
Don't diminish
No,
our
no. I want
coins.
you to see the bigger picture, because if that 65 went to 80, right? And now by you chasing $5, now you're down $20 because it went up 15, right? So don't get caught on the little picture. Look at the bigger picture, because the goal is to have these contracts be over $5, $6, $7, $10. In the grand scheme of things, what's 5 cents to $10? Right? Because I'm like, if you going, I'm gonna fight you over this nickel, but I could be the potential to make $10. I'm not gonna argue with this nickel. I'm just gonna pay it and let's keep it moving. So you're never going to get
It
the
makes
buy.
sense in theory, but I think it's something like
It's something that's
within.
innate. It's innate. It's something that's in us to want to haggle and bargain. But the market ain't trying to hit that shit. The market like,
we're trying to catch a sale.
This is not let's make a deal. This is what I'm offering. If you're not buying it, listen, it's been real. They're not making no deals. This is the price right now. Now, can it change later? It can, but if you want to gamble missing the boat, that's like, okay, I'm gonna go buy this hot dog, even though I know this train about to pull off. I'm gonna go run upstairs and buy this hot dog and hope this train is gonna still be here when I come back. It might.
I'm completely following you. I'm completely there. I'm just bouncing it off like, okay, am I tripping
look
over this
at the
10
bigger
cent?
picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you bought it at $2. And even, let's just say, even if it go back to $2, that's still at 60 cents from $2 is still a $1.40 point move, right?
Right.
So in the grand scheme of things, you made $140, or did you make $145? What's the difference?
Right. Okay.
In the
Thank
grand scheme
you.
of things, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at the bigger picture, like, am I arguing over really $5? Really, is that what we doing right now? And that's what I try to get Mona to feel. She is the queen of I need this price. And sometimes it works out, but
it does.
But then
sometimes
in the grand scheme of things, what's the difference over $5, $10, even $10? I'm not, listen, when I'm trying to get in, I'm trying to get in. I'm gonna pay that market rate let me just get in because I'm playing the appreciation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get the bottom. I'm playing the appreciation because I believe in this. I believe in the stock. I believe in where it could go. Let me play the appreciation because at the end of this journey with this position, I plan to be up 500, 1,000%. That $5 is not going to make much difference. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Just look at the bigger picture. Don't get caught up on pennies. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up on the trees despite the forest. You know, don't be chasing pennies when you're trying to get dollars. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, but
yeah.
and we know a lot of people are in ARKF. I like ARKF, but it's pissing me off. But yeah, I would love to see it start taking off. This whole fintech thing. I think it's going to take some time. And that's why I kind of went back into ARKW. Because I got out of ARKW, but I was up crazy. Like I was up like 700%. So I got out of it. Now that it has come down, I'm back in it. And actually, I'm thinking about adding more contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so heavy in ARKK. But I'm waiting for ARKX. So ARKX.
See, I ain't tripping over ARKX because I think that's going to take some time.
Well, I want to get in now. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
But
and I'm
so
not
when
going heavy with it. I may just do like 5 contracts at a low expiration, at a further out expiration, and just let it start cooking. You know what I'm saying? Because until we start seeing more space shuttle takeoffs and they start doing more things in space, but I don't think that's too far away.
So when they come up with that X, they got to put it in as an IPO and all that, right? Or how does that come in? How does the ETF come in?
It's not an IPO because it's going to be a collage of companies in the space.
Okay.
So this is going to be a regular ETF. It's going to be listed on a NASDAQ. So
okay.
It is, like I said, you're going to have your Virgin Galactics in it. You're going to have your Tesla in it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever other space companies that are in that realm, and that's the thing. You can look at some of these other, because it's another ETF with Vanguard that's in space. I can't think of what it is, a ticker. And I meant to look that up so I can look at what companies are in that. But between space and genomic cell therapy, that's the wave. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that.
Do you have the stock in? Do you have a stock in ARKG as well?
Yeah, I own ARKG too. So only when I just got ARKF, I was in ARKQ. Well, no. I was trying to buy ARKQ, but then I got sidetracked on something else. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, and it was so great to hear it when I was listening. Like I said, I replayed that Kathy Woods Come Up Series episode probably. I know I watched it twice. I'm gonna watch it again, but to understand, to invest, like she said, you have to invest in innovation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's the new thing, and you don't want to. I always tell y'all, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? We got to be ahead of the curve. We don't want to be in the curve. We want to be ahead of the curve. And being ahead of the curve, sometimes you want to sit a minute, let that pot cook, so that when it starts cooking and when news starts coming out about it, you already positioned. Because how many times have we looked at a contract or a position or a stock, and now we look at it for the day? Oh, you're not in it, but the move has already been made in the stock where it's up 10, 20, 15 points. And you're like, damn, I should have bought such and such. Had you been in it and waited for the news to hit, you'd have already been in it. You don't want to buy it now because the run-up is already ran. The train took off already. Can it take off again? Yeah, it can take off again, but now you could have been in it at a lower price. It's not going to move when we move. It's going to move when things happen. So, and that's what we kind of got to get into, that also mindset. think about what is to come. What's going on this year, right? We talked about the stimulus, infrastructure, defense, cybersecurity. All these things are part of the stimulus bill. Those are going to have an effect on those companies. Steel, Nucor, Lockheed Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like all these defense plays, they're going to start taking off, as well as tech. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back patiently waiting for this damn A&D, and I know it's going to take off. Apple too, but Apple going to do what Apple do. Be clear. You know what I'm saying? They still trying to figure out who they going to partner with for this automobile.
Apple doing.
Yeah, they on this AI with they trying to get their automobile portion together. You know what I'm saying? But understand this. Apple makes their own chips in a lot of their products now. So their thing is this: we may not sell the most, but we make the most money. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they keep innovating, you know, with their iPads and I showed you how we look at the breakdown of their services, right? Did we go over that? Mona, did we go over that, Mona?
Of their services, of
what they do. So let me show you this.
I think so. I think so. With the wearables and then the.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how we do it. We're gonna go into hold on. Okay. Earnings, fundamentals. There we go. Bing, 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 bing. So this is one thing I like about Ameritrade. I mean, yeah, TD too. We can go into the fundamental page and then we show what their business is, right? Shows you what their numbers are. But it also breaks down.
Whoa. What? Pause. What is this?
This is on your TD Ameritrade and your Thinkorswim.
How you get here?
It's under fundamentals in your analyze tab. I see clearly you have not been exploring things. So let me show you.
Go into E-Trade to show me how to do it on E-Trade.
They have it in E-Trade.
I don't know if E-Trade got it because that's where I normally do all my stuff in E-Trade.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you.
I got a couple of things in this one, but I don't be in here like that.
So check.
I need to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, E-Trade has it. It just shows it differently. But this is Apple's revenue of their products. Almost 42% makes up iPhone sales. 23.4% makes up services. Apple Watch and TV accessories make up 15.8%. MacBook sales make up 7.9% of their revenue. iPad, 7%. And they got 84 billion in cash. Look at that. Services. What happened the last week? Apple announced that all of the Apple stores are going to open up. This 23.4 is about to earn their money because the store's been closed during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So with them opening up their retail division, open up their retail stores, that's going to be more revenue for them. That's going to get them back on track to what they've been doing. So Apple is a hell of a buy right now at 121. You know what I'm saying? We was knocking on the door at 145. So even if you want to do a short-term swing trade on Apple, that's a play right now. Apple may be 150 by the end of April.
I hope so. Apple been sleeping like a bear, like hibernating.
It has. Even when I do it on my scan, let me show you my scan joint, right? So I go on the scan. Let's do a scan watch of what's popping off. Let's see what the scan is telling me. And this is only with 25,000 volume. This is let me lower this to 50,000. Let's see what happens. 50,000. Who was the one I did where Apple popped up? All right, killer.
Who that? Kim Dog?
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of puts in that one though. But hold on. The March 19th call. That was a March 20. March a 1:30 call. This is not the one I was looking for. I gotta find my other hacker, my other scanner. Let's see something. Now, why is this in that one? That shouldn't even be in there. Indices and ETFs. Why is this even in here? That's crazy. So, oh, even this came up on the. So this came up on my other scanner. You know, this is like my favorite scanner. Look at what's at the top.
Viacom.
Look at what it did for the week. 33%. Look at what it did for the month. 72% change for the month. It hits all. Why wouldn't I be back in this on Monday? I gotta be out of my mind. And then you got
it got out because you set us trailing stop, right?
Yep, because I wasn't put. It kicked me out. You know what I'm saying? But my trigger was too short. I should have made it wider, right? And then I wouldn't have gotten kicked out. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get back in. But look at what's number 2, XRT. That's your retail ETF. And we got all the retail sales being reported on Tuesday. So this is going to be interesting to see what this does this week. It's already up 17% for the week, 17.2 for the month. So that weekly gain was definitely the monthly gain already. So that's a good look. And here's the other one. So, I put up 3 cable companies. It was Discovery, which was this one right here, DISCA. Look at that, up 11% for the week, 62% for the month. And the other one was AMCX, 16.6% for the week, 67% for the month. It's not hard to find these plays, but you do have to look. You know what I'm saying? Like, they right in front of you. You just got to do a little bit of work, just a little bit. Most people don't want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be mad when you don't see the returns if you ain't doing the work.
So, okay, so this scanner is based on the criteria that you put in. This isn't your plays and it's giving you as.
So this scanner right here, this is the one that I sent to you, right? That all of y'all have. And it's basically, this is my watch list. So this is the watch list for I don't know why I put this on this watch list, but these 3 plays, that Viacom, the AMC, and the Discovery, they should have been in my 2021. Because if I come here, it should have been in this one, 2021 stocks I'm watching. But either way, I'm gonna delete them out of here and put them in there. But this one shows you the percent change for the week, percent change for the month, 10-day momentum, the 30-day trend. You got your 2 RSI strengths, your implied volatility, and what is this? This is my MACD right here. And then this hold is your close above the high and low of the day. This is your 20-day high, your 55-day high. So if it has green across these 3 and these 2 right here, this your RSI and your MACD and your implied volatility, that can all kind of fluctuate. But if you got 2 or 3 bars over here and these is green, it's a go. it's showing you the weekly trend, the weekly momentum, and the trend, and the monthly the weekly and the monthly percent return is showing you the 10-day trend. It's showing you the 30-day trend. You know what I'm saying? And now you're saying, okay, if it closed above your high and low of the day, that means that it is reaching higher highs and higher lows. All that means is that it's going in an upward direction. Because when you got higher lows, right? Higher lows is like, okay, Monday the low was 40. Tuesday the low was 45. Wednesday the low was 50. Thursday the low was 55. That's higher lows. That's showing you that it's an incline, right? So that's all this column means. Higher highs and higher lows.
So what would a higher high be if it was $50 and it went to 60 or 70?
Yep. If it closed above the previous day's high.
But your higher lows did too.
Exactly. So that's just confirming the upward trend.
So I guess I'm trying to figure out what constitutes the difference between a higher high and a higher low.
No, they're the same. Because they're the same with this is how you look at it. If you're hitting both of them, so let's go to the chart, right? Let me get rid of this right here. So this is not a good example of that, but which one was that? That was Viacom. Let's go to Viacom. Oops. Nice. Oops. Back up, shorty, back up, shorty. So from this point on up to, not right here, but to here, these are all higher highs. Well, not here, but they were higher lows. You know what I'm saying? So let me zoom in and let me go wider. Except for this day right here, each low is higher than the next. Now the highs make different, but that's why I look at the higher lows, right? Because if each low is higher than the previous day's low, then there's the upward incline, right? Now, of course, you may have a little dip here and there, but I'm looking at the close, and the close is where the body is full at the bottom, not the wick. And as you see that incline, you see I put a little line up there anyway, but if you, let me see something. And then you can see how this is more evident of a higher high and a higher low because it's a bigger move, but that's basically the gist of what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Higher highs, higher lows. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's in the opposite, then what that mean? It's going in a downward direction.
Low lows and low what?
Low. Low high.
Lower lows and low high. What?
Low high. Low and low high.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Lower highs and lower lows.
Lower highs and lower lows.
Who comes up with this shit?
I asked that about a lot of this stuff.
Motherfuckers who's trying to confuse you not to get involved.
Yeah.
I see, and it works.
Yeah.
That's who comes up with this shit. So, I mean, yeah, you just want to be start looking at a lot of these patterns, and that this column with this screener right here, that's what it shows you. And when you start seeing that, and then you start seeing it hit a 20-day high, because be clear, when stocks hit their 52-week high, a lot of times they keep going up until they may hit a plateau. They don't hit it one day and then retreat. They hit it for the next 3 to 5 days. You know what I'm saying? And depending on what news comes out, they keep going up before they may go sideways for a period. You know what I'm saying? So always keep that in mind too. When you start seeing stocks hitting 52-week highs, that it's going to go higher. because now that momentum is pushing it up. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna go higher. So when you see a 20-day high and then you see a 55-day, now mind you, the 20-day high, this right here, is for the month, right? Because you typically got, give or take, 20 trading days in a month. The 55-day high is the amount of days in a quarter. So we know we got 4 quarters a year in which companies report their earnings, right? Well, that's every 55 days. And these are trading days, not actual days, because we know 3 months is 90 days. But in those 90 days, you typically have 55 trading days. So if it's hitting a 55-day high, it hit that high for the quarter.
What is this?
Huh?
What's that under QCLN? What's that?
Where you at? I don't know where you're looking at.
Viacom, go down, go down, go
Oh,
down,
look
go down.
here.
Go
Which
down,
one?
down.
Right there. Down. Right there.
One more, right there. One more, right there. What's that?
IW, that's an ETF. That is let me put it in. That is the NASDAQ something. Hold on. IWN. Hold on. Let me pull it up. That's the Russell 2000 index. That's a good index because the Russell 2000 shows you companies that are I'm trying to think of what is the revenue amount. The revenue amount for Russell 2000 are small cap companies. And small cap companies are those companies that report earnings of, I want to say, 25 million or less. So the Russell 2000 is a great index. And it, once again, you look at the chart, right? Look at the chart on the Russell 2000. Steady incline. You see how steady that joint is?
What's the frequency for this?
Steady incline above the 50-day moving average, above your 200-day moving average. Look at that. That is a, hold on, let me, let's draw it up. Steady incline, slow and steady. So you can invest and you can buy options in the IWN. They got IWN and they got IWM, right? And that's both of your Russell 2000s. So let me come out. And this is I just drew it out so you can see a bigger picture. But look at it. And this is since this right here, I did a line from November. This is from November on. But from this point here, which was October 2020, it's been going on a steady incline.
I can't afford that. What's that? 169?
Huh?
169?
It's at 169 now. And it's still moving.
Still moving.
So these small cap companies, your mid caps, you got your mid caps, your small caps, your big caps. And small cap companies don't have the same hurdles as some of these mid and big caps. So that's why they can continue to grow even in tumultuous times. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not so big where everything affects them. You know what I'm saying? So
I would think the small cap would be affected by it.
No, because you got to think, and you would think so, but depending on what their line of business is, you know what I'm saying? And it may be, and mind you, this index is made up of 2,000 of your top small cap companies. So these are the best of the best. So this ain't just the regular joints, you know what I'm saying? These are 2,000 of your best small cap companies. And it's been steadily, even over the last, let's say, what's the last month? Let's say, what was the last month? The last month was, let's just I'm gonna put a line on it.
Yeah, what did they do last month with everything else was going down in February?
Let's say, what was that? What's today's date? The 14th? Let's just say the 16th of March. I mean, of February. That's where we at. It's right over here. So this is the 16th of February, which it was at 151. So from 151 to 169, that's almost an 18-point move in a month. And what was we just looking at? NRZ had what, $2? So imagine, this is, put it in perspective, right? Imagine investing in IWN, and let's just pick a option. We're gonna go with May, right? And let's just say we would have looked at a May option. If this is at 151, let's say we looked at a May 160 option, right? This is all hypothetical. We're just hypothetically speaking. 160 option.
Oh, they're not that bad.
And it's at $17.20. But look how wide that spread is, right?
And look at their volume. I'm confused. They open interest. Ain't nobody in it. Is that new?
No.
Oh, it can't be new.
So we wouldn't. That right there is like a $4.70 spread. That's too wide. One, you already know if the spread is too wide, we ain't fooling with it, right? And I'm assuming the spread is so wide because of how the stock is moving. It's consistent. You know what I'm saying? Now this is a $2.60 spread at the 170. That's not bad. I mean, considering all the other ones, if it's something that we want to be in, let's just look at the chart, right? And look at the history of it. So let me do the 4-hour chart. And had we got it on, if you'd have got it back then, it was $1.20. Even if you'd have waited to, let's just say you would have waited to, what's this date? March the 1st. Let's just say March the 1st. It would have been close $3.24. Look where it's at right now. $8.04. So 2 weeks ago, this was $3.24. So you're going to tell me in 2 weeks, and I just pick one out the blue. In 2 weeks, it has went from 3 to 8. That's what? That's almost that's about 180% return.
Why you didn't show us this chart last time? Why didn't you show it to us earlier?
I'm just saying, I've been showing y'all this, but this is that you talk about in 2 weeks, 180% return. And it's still gonna go up. So, like I said, the opportunities are out there. You gotta look for them.
Yep.
And like I said, in the last 2 weeks, a lot of stuff has been taken off. You know, and look at now, we just discovering 1, 2. And they all over. And that's just me picking a 170 a May 21 strike out of the blue. That wasn't no real research done on it. You know what I'm saying? That was no real comparison.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. All you gotta do is put the time in and look.
So they out there. Is just part how we gonna find them, identify them, and put some money into these things. Because like I said, I got a couple more. I need to add. I got a couple more trades I gotta do. So I'm looking to try to put some stuff in position. Anything y'all want to look at? What we on right now?
There's a good possibility that between now, well, not now, but basically after Old Boy Speak Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and then through April, that it might just be a bull run.
Oh yeah, strong possibility.
So do you suggest that we just wait until Wednesday to make a play?
I would say that unless you're something that you know, right? And we don't really know anything, but if you have a strong conviction about certain positions, let's say like an arc, or like I have a strong conviction about AMD. I have a strong conviction about Viacom. I'm just waiting for an entry point. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether that come Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I'm just looking for an entry point of like, let's say with Viacom, an entry point of 91.50, right? I see 91.50, I'm probably gonna hop in. So even with the ARC stuff, but not just ARC, but like I look for, I'm always looking at different companies. I got a whole list of companies I'm looking at. If any of my alerts go off, I'm looking to get into it. Because the thing is this, you don't want to look back and be like, I missed the run or I missed the run up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta sit there and let it cook. So once you sit there and let it, you gotta be in the kitchen in order to eat.
I mean, technically, for the most part, the tech stocks are still on sale.
Oh, most definitely. By all means. These bounce backs that people been seeing were just them coming back, getting some of their money back from what they lost. But for those people who hopped in at some of these points, it's a nice little quick little bump up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still negative. I ain't even positive yet.
No, you listen, you already know I'm still negative. Even with a little glimpse of of a good play, I'm still on get back status. Heavy. I'm heavy on get back status. Now I'm looking through my what's name. I want to see what they talking about real quick. Cause I always look through these I'm in this Discord and they always giving you plays. They may not be talking today. I think sometimes on Sundays they be chilling.
They having family time.
Hey, that's good. That's fantastic. But they've been on still heavy all week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So they've been on still. They've been on OLED. Some company called OLED. I'm sitting here looking deep. Oh, they've been on. Oh no, they talking about sell Dropbox. Dropbox can't get right for some reason. You can't get right for some reason. I'm like, this.
Are you in Dropbox, Kim?
Yeah, Dropbox. Now, CRISPR.
Keep messing up.
CRISPR is a good company. They've been on CRISPR. They've been on Teledocs. And I don't know if y'all remember or y'all listened when, and it was interesting for her to say it. Kathy Wood has mentioned about the whole genome revolution.
Yep.
And you got companies like 10X, CRISPR. It was another one that she mentioned that are on the cutting edge of the cell genome therapy wave. So that's why I kind of got into that ARKG because of that genome. But I owned the stock CRISPR. I was up 100 and something % in the stock. So
would you think ARG is a good stock to invest in now, as well as X when it comes out, just to own?
Well, RG was moving steady and slow. Let me say that. Because biotech has slowed down since COVID, right? You had these therapeutic companies and these other pharmaceutical, everybody was coming with their once Moderna and
Pfizer.
Pfizer came out with the vaccine that got approved for emergency use authority. It made the shine come off less on now. You got AstraZeneca, you got Johnson and Johnson. There's another one that's supposed to be coming out. So all these other ones that are coming out, the shine is not as bright. And now you got to start looking at what are some of these other biotech companies working on. You know, they still have the Alzheimer's disease. They still the Alzheimer's treatment. They still got cancer treatment, and that's what CRISPR's working on the cell therapy to transferring good cells to cancer patients to give them better cells to fight the cancer. Things like that are where we need to be thinking, you know, because now COVID is old news. What's the new news? What's the new problem? You know, yeah, they'll come out with other variations, but now that they got one vaccination is just a, you know, maybe an edit of what they already have. What's the new issue? What's the new discoverable treatment for a disease? So
Since they're working on, you know, and looking at it in that aspect, I think that genome would be something good to have and hold in your.
Oh, most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely. Like I said, I had owned the stock in CRISPR, right? And I'm about to get back and get it back. Even in Teladoc, I had the stock in Teladoc and I had the stock in CRISPR. So I bought that Roblox. That's what I did. That's the other thing I bought. I bought Roblox.
What the hell is that these kids talking about? My son don't know about it, but what is that?
It's a gaming. It's some type of gaming thing. It has to do with gaming. I just bought it because of the hype.
Speculation.
I was like, maybe I can catch me a run up on the hype. But Teledocs, I need to buy some more stock. I want to buy the stock in Teledocs because I just think telemedicine is always going to be a thing of the future. You know what I'm saying? Where people won't have
as
to.
Well as DocuSign.
Well, you know, DocuSign to me is they are losing their shine only because with the pandemic coming, with us seeing some light at the end of this tunnel, not to say that it's over with, but that when things go back to some type of normalcy, DocuSign won't be as popular. And now they have other electronic signature companies that are coming out. So now the space is becoming saturated. So whereas before they were the leaders in electronics and e-signatures, it's not that no more. They're still the leaders probably, but they're not the only company in the space.
Right.
Let me say that. But I'm gonna tell you what
Right.
people need to take a look at. Cybersecurity, right? I think we're gonna get more threats on the internet side of things, and understanding what they call SaaS, software as a service, understanding those companies, and then you got the IoT companies, which is Internet of Things. These are companies we need to be mindful of. That's going to change a lot of the future.
I'm so happy.
What you happy about?
It is 5:38 and it is still light outside.
Oh yeah, the daylight savings. You know what I'm saying?
I love this time of the year. I can't stand when it's dark and cold.
It definitely makes a difference.
Even though I'm losing an hour, like I need all my time, but
Hold on for a second. I gotta look.
But it's less depressing. You know, everybody's
oh,
falling for this depression and stuff. So
yes,
this hopefully will help a little bit.
yes. I've been outside in my garden, my yard, my flower bed.
I was on my terrace.
Simona, I just got in there. I was after I changed that tire. I was out in my flower garden too,
Oh
putting
yeah.
down mulch.
Enough, y'all. Enough. I get it. Y'all in the country. I get it.
Planting
It's okay.
some lilies.
There he go. He gonna keep going. Look at him.
I just was on damn
Country boy, you a city girl.
I'm saying.
ordering stuff. Where you at, Kim? In the Bronx?
Bronx, yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I mean you're in Riverdale, right, Kim? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a girlfriend that used to live out there. She had a co-op out there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you
Yeah.
know. Okay, so you've been here?
Listen, she got all she up in Riverdale. She got all of this. She got she got all the flowers and all that stuff. They just got other folks planting it for them out there in Riverdale. That's all. I've
Yeah,
been there.
okay.
You said you're in the same place? Same
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They living they good.
It ain't the concrete jungle for real.
Not at
It's
all.
very much
Not
the
on-
concrete jungle. It's very
not
much the concrete
Not
jungle.
on what's it, Arlington Avenue?
Yes.
It's crazy. I still remember that after like 35.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
years. Yep. So yeah, it's nice up there.
I would like to go outside and go in my garden and, sit outside in the backyard. Those are the things I miss.
So I was actually thinking about that earlier too, Kim. Literally about like, Kenny's down here now. A lot of folks who grew up north. Have you ever thought about at some point later on coming down south?
I had, but I just had, my mother's a diehard New Yorker, right? So it's really just my daughter, myself, and my mom.
Your mom,
so
right?
Her not moving, I'm like, I can't.
And she ain't leaving. Your mom Dukes ain't leaving New York.
I said the same thing about my mom. I didn't think she would ever leave Jersey, but she did.
Right.
I mean, don't get it wrong. Like, if I move, she's coming with me. But she just would. She wouldn't be happy.
Right.
Like her life is up here. She's doing her up here. She comes down there. She's like, "Where are the lights? There's no lights. I don't understand. How do people drive around?"
But you know what? They do that. Like my family will come down here to visit and stuff, and they be like, "It is just too country."
Yeah, it's like
once
too dark,
they get down here, because it's more laid back, not as stressful. Everybody is just like, and
that's where I am.
On top of one another.
Right, but that's where I am right now. I'm ready to like come back down south. Like I'm ready to just move. I don't want to go to Atlanta because Atlanta's they got too much going on in Atlanta. But if I was to come back and go to Raleigh or Cary or something like that, I would do that. I go to Charlotte.
Right.
But
I always just think it's interesting. Like I just remember being in school and being in college, and you talk to folks from up north, particularly New York in that area. And it was like, yo, I can't wait to go back. When I graduate, I'm going back up and make this money. And yo, it's too boring. It's too crazy there.
And now
it's too slow down here. And now, like 90% of those folks that I had those conversations with are all down south now, and they love it. You know what I mean? Like
never
it's a different life.
Never thought I would be living in Virginia. Never. Outside of going to school, I was like, oh hell no.
Where are you in Virginia?
I'm in Chesapeake, but I'm right I'm right in the center. Like I can go
beautiful.
one way.
I would move there.
Norfolk, Virginia Beach. I'm right in the center. Like
it's nice. Yeah.
All of it.
My best friend Chardell, she's in Newport News. So I always looked, I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can probably move to like that area. I can
And
do
that's
that.
actually a decent. I like the area too. So, because for me, like again, born in New Jersey, didn't live there long. We probably left when I was about 5, but I went back like every summer because my aunt, my mom's sister was still is in Elizabeth and North and all through there. And my dad lived in Brooklyn until he passed, like 30, 40 years. So again, for me, it was always, I had enough of the northern experience to know that I was never going to live there. Like it would have to be.
What happens, I'm going to tell you what happens to us now. I forgot who I was having this conversation with, but we were up here. I don't know if it was Angie or somebody. Y'all keep doing these front porch discussions, and you got the FaceTime, and you're on your back porch, and you're yelling at your neighbor who was barbecuing across the road, and that kind of thing. And we all sitting up here like,
get down.
Like we really feeling it. You know what I mean? Because we got to go on vacation to do that.
Got you. Right.
So, although, when we get down there, you got to be, you're not really surrounded by people. Up here, I walk out my door and I got my neighbors, there's always something going on, but at this point in my life, I'm okay with coming out my door and not seeing nobody.
Right. Or, because the other argument was there's always something to do in New York. Fair enough. But if you get to a certain point, you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
What I miss is like you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a cravings of something. Me in Jersey, I could just shoot over to the city and just get me something, whatever got a taste for, whether it's Jamaican food, whether it's a damn pretzel from the corner. I mean, whatever.
Right.
That I do miss. That I miss. But as far as going out and all that, nah, I could do that here and there. You know what I'm saying? I can do that.
I party more in North Carolina than I party up here.
Right.
And that's twice a year.
Right. Yeah.
So it's funny now because you got to get me personally, I got to get my mind right. Like, okay, I got to get myself prepared because I'll be asleep by 10 o'clock.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's different.
This is a party weekend. I got to get prepared. I got to and take the day off afterwards because I'm going to be tired.
Yeah. It's different. It's way different.
It is.
I'd rather go.
Go ahead, Ken.
I'd rather just go to like friends' houses and just hang out in the backyard and have some barbecue and drinking and, listen to the music and that kind of stuff. That's my thing. But we can't do that really up here. So we have people, we come over to each other's, apartments and stuff like that. But, it's not the same.
Right. And the biggest thing I've always said, and this was always my argument back in the day when I was having those debates, was the cost of living. What's that?
Which is insane.
Right. Yeah, the cost of living in the city. But you get paid more for doing the same job. You get paid more there. So, but with taxes right, that's right. You're just giving it right back. So the cost of living is just you get so much more for your
let me tell you, my cousin is down there. She's in Sanford. Mm-hmm. Her house is I think she's got about six bedrooms because she put one as like an office. So she's got 6 bedrooms. She's got an area for a pool that she hasn't put in yet. She's got a seating area. She's got a barbecue that comes out of the ground. She's got it's gorgeous, right?
Right.
If I sell my apartment, I can have her house.
Right. That's crazy.
I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right.
And I can have her house.
Wow.
You hearing me?
Right. No, I got you. No, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, when you keep doing that and when you start seeing stuff and as you get older, you try to, and with Naja getting ready to go to college, so to answer your question, I am thinking about it.
Is she a senior?
She is.
Right.
I
Where's
heard
she
you was
going?
in Boston, going to Boston last week.
Yeah, and we also went to Buffalo. So we went to visit Buffalo, University of Buffalo. Because they have a really great dental school.
She liked the cold.
I gotta tell you, they have tunnels. Like there's levels to this. Like there's building tunnels underneath. Like these kids were it was cold as hell outside, but it wasn't worse than New York, right? these kids were going to class in like sweatshirts and shorts. And I was like,
Because of the
what's
tunnels.
happening? They're going under the tunnel. They're in the tunnel going to class.
Wow.
So they don't even come outside.
Wow.
You know,
Right,
so they
right,
got a
right,
nice little
right.
setup up there. It's a nice setup.
Wow.
But she
So
doesn't.
it-
She doesn't want to come down south like her mom did. Not
Oh,
necessarily
hell
go to
no.
Central, but
Oh,
just
hell
come down south to go to school.
because she again thinks that it's too far. She doesn't want to be too far from home. So
Right.
she wants to go to like Penn State, you know, University of Pittsburgh, Temple. Like she got accepted to like 13 schools.
Right.
So she's got her pick, but she
Sure.
doesn't want to go far from home. So I'm like, now if I move home, now if I move my home to North Carolina or something like that, maybe she'll do it, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's just different when you move from up north at this stage in my life down there, because I'll be, you know, that whole work-life balance and salaries and all that stuff. You know, it's a bit much. Let me get her out of school first.
Right. 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 Well, we got plenty of space for you. We got a space for you.
After that first year in school, she may not even come home like she used to, you know?
Right. Right. But we all did that. When I first went off to college, every weekend, I was going back home. I couldn't wait to go back to the little bitty old Princeville, Tallboro, North Carolina, go to the high school football game. After really that first semester, maybe semester and a half, I was like, nah, I ain't coming back this weekend. I'm going to the party. I got friends up here now.
Man, it was so bad at one point. My aunt and them was like, are you even in school? I mean, I was going home every weekend just to party because they didn't, you know, and, you know, I was a house head. They didn't have that down here. They was doing this damn go-go. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Right.
I was going home. I need to hit my clubs in the city. I needed to do all. Man, my aunt and them was like, are you in school?
Yeah, like I'm just not coming
now.
home. Yeah. So where the hell did Kenny go? Because if he not, I still got y'all work to do. Kim, I'm not even gonna show you all this beautiful yard.
Don't you even think about it. I don't even care nothing about it. Don't show me a tree. Don't show me no branches. I don't want to see nothing.
Right.
I had took a break for like 2 years. I just was like, I ain't messing with the yard. But that was what me and my mom was into. Like we would always do our yards and stuff. But it just hit me. I like with her passing, like, let me get back out here. And that's me and her time in my head.
Right.
Let me get back out here. So I started doing it on Friday.
Oh, good.
And when I tell you,
it's therapeutic.
It is very. And that's another thing.
I don't know if I want to do all that though. I don't know if I want to get out there and do all that yard work.
I said the same thing. Like that ain't me. I'm a city girl. Like I ain't getting out there in the dirt and bugs and all that. But once I started it, it's so therapeutic. Like, and then when you plant something,
that's it right there. That
watching it grow.
You see it, and you be like, oh look, I did that. I did that.
Yeah.
Yo, I was out. Yo, it's so funny you said that because I was clearing out my flower bed and then adding some mulch. So I have these lilies. They come back every year. And as I'm cleaning out this one little section where my lilies are, I could see them breaking that ground. I was like, oh, my babies are back.
Oh, that's so cute.
My babies are back. You know, and it's just I actually planted some more, but right here, I've had these. This will probably be the third year I've had these particular lilies. And you always say like, oh man, just, you know,
I got lilies.
nothing happened.
Lilies? See, I got some lilies. Hold on there. Hold on. Somebody sent me some lilies. I think these are lilies.
Many different types.
Are these lilies?
No, those are tulips. Those are tulips.
Yeah, those are like tulips.
See, that's why I'm from New York.
Tulips.
Right. Those are tulips, which come back every year too. I have some tulips. My tulips haven't done well over the last. I didn't do well with, but my lilies are my babies, and they.
You see, the conversation's a little different.
Yeah.
Mine's are in a vase.
In a vase.
Yeah, a white man just dropped them off for me.
In a vase. Oh. Well, yeah, when you're getting flowers, one way, it doesn't matter how you get them, you're getting them. So, but it is therapeutic though. Like,
it is.
I think about a lot, work a lot through, work through it, and good, decent exercise.
movement, you know.
I need
I
to
feel
be
like I
very
was
grateful. You should be very grateful because it's also like, the family unit, like I told you before, I look at you and your kids and, you know, the fun you can have with the movements and, just kind of like, going outside riding a bike. Like it's a whole nother life.
yeah, we do that, but I've been talking about so far as yard work because my kids ain't shit when it comes to this yard.
I was
I
just getting
thought
ready to say
I
that.
thought I
I
was
was
going to fight my
just getting
son
ready to say
yesterday.
that. I was just getting ready to say how you do it because mine go the other way. They want no parts, but I will get them. They will cut the grass on me. But as far as weeding and all of that, oh no, they ain't doing none of that.
Yeah. I told my son earlier in the week, like, yo, son, we're gonna get out here in this yard and Saturday we're gonna have some quality father-son time,
Right.
and he was all stoked and excited about it, blah 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 blah, until yesterday when it was time to get out in the yard. And I gotta tell you, I didn't even like my son after about an hour or two. He pissed me off. Every time I turn around, he's
Messing
back
up
in the
stuff.
house. Oh, and he's sitting here right beside me. So I want him to, he knows how I feel. Oh, I was pissed. At one point, he even said, he was like, so the day before, he was like, yeah, Dad, I want to lay down, I want to put down the fertilizer. I want to put the fertilizer down. Got a little spreader. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. I was like, all right, bet, you can do that. So now skip ahead to the day is actually time to do it. He says to me, I call him, I'm like, Chase, come on, let's go. Nah, you can go ahead and do it. I'm like, Negro, that's mighty white of you to just, like, thank you, sir, for allowing me to do this work. Oh, I was pissed. So
I think I
anyway,
may have
he did do it,
traumatized my kids because when everything is nice and pretty in the flower bed and they out there playing football and them damn footballs get to moving in or throwing in my damn flower bed. Get the hell out of my flower bed.
Right.
Now they don't want to be nowhere near it. Like no.
Right.
Oh,
Even
there he is. Welcome back.
Kenny left us. He don't even care about New York no more. He don't even give a damn.
Trust me, I care. I'm trying to get. I wanted to come back, but
You trying to tell me you'd rather be up here than down there?
hell, fucking yeah.
Would
I
you?
don't believe it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm a city boy. I like the
Kitty,
city.
you've been in the South for a long time. As a matter of fact, you've been in the South longer than you've been in the North.
I have.
Yeah,
Right.
That's true. That's true.
March 19th. Oh, they sent me a text. Okay, fuck them. But I don't consider Atlanta like the city because Atlanta's not like the city. I mean, it's not like the country because there's a whole bunch of jokers from all over from this. And like I said, it's like a city. It's not like
it is definitely a city.
It's
like
not
a little New York.
Even though it's in the South, it's like a city for real.
Everybody done migrated down there.
Problem, yeah.
Too many niggas. So
yeah.
That's what my thing. But I don't want to be the. I was over here talking about, Mona in her garden. That's cute. You can send me some tomatoes and some green peppers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, let me clarify that I don't have a garden. Let me clear that up. It's just a flower bed with all my flowers because I ain't got to the garden part yet. I ain't there yet.
We'll send you the tomatoes because we do tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, peppers. We do all that.
Send me a nice little crate of some stuff. My stuff comes from Mexico.
So yeah,
fresh.
I want to do that.
Yep. Kita wanted a vegetable garden, so I guess about 3 years ago I went out, built a nice little vegetable garden. So got out. Yep.
That will make me want to do that on my terrace.
It really is. It's really
people
easy.
do that though on their area that they have on their terraces or balconies or whatever.
It ain't nothing but a box and some dirt.
Right, it wasn't hard.
That shit ain't nothing special. It ain't nothing difficult.
If I wanted some watermelons or something, I ain't nobody got space for no 5 watermelons on my terrace.
What the fuck is you doing growing watermelons on the terrace for? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. If I wanted to, only thing I could do is tomatoes, mini tomatoes.
You're gonna have to move down south for that.
What if I wanted corn?
And hold up, let's put it in perspective. Do you really want to be growing watermelons? Okay.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
So Kenny just said
Technically, you
here,
don't
just
even
shit
have
it
to go
on
down
the
south. You don't have to come this far. You can go to
Look, shit it on all my
outskirts,
dreams.
South Jersey.
yeah, just shit it on my vegetable garden. And he's like, anybody can do that. So, sir,
All you need is a box and some dirt.
that's all you need is a box. So, sir, I would like to see you build a
Nigga, that shit is hard. That shit is easy.
okay, go
It
do
ain't
it.
that simple. It
No.
ain't that
I'm
simple.
just saying.
Listen, hold on.
Then it should take you no time. And then it should take you no time.
Let me just let you know something, right? And you can ask my wife if I be out in the dirt playing and doing shit. Like I done did the grass, I done dug up the whole yard, laid seed, put hay, trim, fertilizer, insecticide.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
It's not like it's hard.
To a
It
garden.
ain't hard. Do I want to do it? No. But the shit ain't fucking. Don't act like you a rocket scientist now.
I never said I was a rocket
Do a
scientist.
garden.
Hey, all you got,
like,
even
my
with a
thing
garden,
is-
all y'all doing is finding the seeds, putting them shits in the dirt, and watering the shit. That's all
That's
you.
not
fucking
it. That's
doing.
not all. That's not all.
What else? What else?
Do you,
What else
Kenny?
doing?
Do you have
What else
have to be
doing
a
besides you
special
out there
kind?
talking to the plant? Oh,
Yo,
look at the pretty
Kitty.
tomatoes. Look at the pretty cucumber.
You gotta give it some TLC. You gotta give it some TLC.
Gotta sing
Kenny,
to 'em.
you have to be a special kind of asshole to just sit here and shit on our passions. Like, I don't give a damn about y'all passion and what y'all like.
Oh, show us, Derek.
You
Show
know
us what
you
you
gotta
did.
be-
Show me your flower bed. What you got?
No, I didn't want. No, I'm not
No,
showing
show
y'all
me your
nothing now,
vegetables.
'cause Kenny, so Kenny can just shit on it. No, well, no, I don't have any vegetables. Yeah, it's not. It's too early.
Show us that bullshit you built.
That's it, exactly. Yo, I hate that dude sometimes, man. I hate him. Oh. Yeah, I haven't. It's too early to plant. It's too early. Well, I guess I could plant like the peppers now, but the tomatoes and stuff is way too early for that.
Yeah, we used to plant that stuff. I'm gonna show y'all my garden. I'm gonna do something.
Well, there's some flowers behind you that look pretty nice. Those flowers behind you?
Yes.
Yeah. Are they real?
That's a picture.
Oh, is that a picture?
Dude, that's a painting.
Oh, I was like, yo, those are some nice flowers behind you.
Thank you. That's how we do it in New York.
It was too. I thought it was like the way you had it set up. I thought that was like a ledge or something. I don't know what the hell.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
no.
that's what I was thinking.
Nope.
Well, don't.
Hey,
Wait,
these
go,
are the people
now go
that
shit
you
on
want
that.
to
Go shit on the
Shut it up.
picture.
Shut it up.
Here
Shut it up.
to teach you how to grow some shit. They don't recognize a fucking picture, a painting in the back of you. These are the motherfuckers you want to
Yeah,
listen.
he's such an asshole. I'm telling
Shut
y'all.
it up. Shut it up.
I'm saying, these are the motherfuckers you want to listen to, y'all.
That dude got a BA from Central, just a bachelor of assholeness. That's what his degree's in. Anyway,
I'm just saying,
man,
you couldn't even realize that was a fucking painting.
The way she was situated, it didn't look. I mean, now obviously it looks like a damn.
windowsill.
She
This
wasn't
is
sitting
not the
like that
first time
before.
that picture came into view. This ain't the first time. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I thought it was a windowsill, something sitting in the window.
Farmer Joe and Mrs. Tomato. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
But I thank y'all very much. I did spend quite a nice penny on that picture, so I'm glad to see that it's a little, confusing.
It's a little 3D-ish.
Yes, it is.
Y'all are crazy. So what's with these NFTs? What the hell is everybody talking about with these NFTs?
Is that what the Gronk is talking about? Gronkowski?
Oh, I don't know about him.
What an NFT is what they call a non-fungible token.
Right. Yep.
right? That's what it stands for. And it's basically a digitized way of ownership. So what people are doing is, so you got like the dude, so they had the artist, he calls himself Beeple.
Chase, take her out.
He's done a painting since 2013. He's designed digital paintings or whatever, and since 2013 up until now, there's been he's done 5,000. So every day he's done a new painting every day. Where he put it into a collage. He just recently sold it for 69 million.
Yep, I saw that.
Right. Now this is the thing, but understand this. NFTs are relative to the person. It's only valuable to the person, right?
What person? The person selling or the person receiving?
The person buying it. It's only valuable to you as what you think it's worth, right? So they may think it's worth some money because it's digital. So I could just copy and paste that same image, use that same image, but guess what? You could be like, I own that. Okay, you own it, so fucking what? What does it do? It's not tangible, right? So if somebody, like Gronkowski, she mentioned Gronkowski, he's selling football cards, right? Digital football cards. So of each year that he won a Super Bowl, he's selling 87 of those. This is how retarded this shit is. This is how retarded we getting, right? That's like I sent you a flyer, electronic flyer, and I say, okay, I'm making 87 of these, right? And I email it to you, right? I say, okay, you Mona, you own 1 of 87. Kim, you own 2 of 87. Derek, you own 3 of 87, right? I still got 80, quote unquote, I got 87 of them. So if you, Kim, say, you know what? I want to sell this flyer. Now Kim could be like, I own number 2 of 87. It's a digital flyer. All I got to do is right click, copy, and paste. Or no, right click, save as, whatever. It ain't, but to her, she feels it's worth something, right? And that's my take on the NFT. Like, it's a bunch of bullshit, but it's what you think it's worth. Because if you think it's worth something, then that's what it's worth.
Buy it.
So what Gronk did, this is crazy because I went on OpenSea. So OpenSea is a platform that you can buy.
You got too much time in your hands.
I'm trying to educate you, baby girl.
God, I mean, you know what? I take that back.
This is like me sitting in the garden growing tomatoes. You wouldn't say
Derek, he was minimized all that.
No, exactly. You wouldn't say I got too much time. I'm back there growing green peppers, right?
You're right.
This is my version of you
because we're gonna eat the green peppers.
I'm growing.
It means something to you.
Green and red peppers, and I got Derek's garden right next to me. This is my version of that, right? So he did a card. It's so now he has his picture all four seasons of him winning the Super Bowl since he's been an NFL player. 3 with the Patriots, 1 with Tampa Bay, right? That card is 1 of 1, right? He's not doing 87 versions because his number is 87. He's not doing 87 versions. He's only doing 1 of 1. Right now, I think the bid is at 10,000. Now, mind you, I could just right click, save as, save that picture to my desktop. It's a GIF file. It moves and all the other bullshit. If I wanted to sell the picture, if I owned it, I could be like, you know what? I own that card. Who the fuck cares? Right? Nobody cares that I own it. It's not tangible. It's all electronic. See, we're going to this whole digitized age where everything is digital. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of different professional athletes create 1 of 1s, 1 of 10s, and sell them on the open market. Because now that's like, it's not even like having a pair of Jordan shoes. Because
I was getting ready to say, isn't it like Jordans?
It's not like owning a basketball jersey of a former player. It's digital. You can't touch it, rip it up, nothing. And then the ownership goes on a blockchain because it's a form of cryptocurrency. So it goes on a blockchain. Okay, Shimona Wallace owns 1 of 87. Gronk, 2009, Super Bowl card. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Derek, you with us or you falling asleep?
No, I'm here. I'm by the way.
So this is all just hype. Like you're just buying hype.
It's relative to the person who buys it. It's
That's all.
whatever you feel it is. You know, people could have a memento, and for that, it's no amount of money would I ever sell this ring. Whatever, nigga. You would sell it.
It's tangible. You can feel it. You can touch it. You can look at it.
But with this, with an NFT, it's all digital.
See, I don't understand that.
So,
yeah, I'm like,
it makes no sense.
The thing is this: it ain't to be I'm not trying to understand it either. But if I can monetize it and make some money off of the shit, and that's what people are doing. It's like, I'm gonna sell you some air, right? You want to breathe?
Just like this shit with water. They got ETS with water and socks with water.
I don't.
People buying bottled water. You don't want to drink out the faucet, or you think the faucet is not good enough for you? So you want to? So I'm gonna put the same faucet water in a bottle, make it look pretty, put a cute name on it, and now that's $2.80. Same difference.
Again, that's something we can touch, we drink, we feel. This NFT,
you can't touch it.
It's nothing. I mean, like, you spending millions of dollars for something that's digital. Yep. That's rich people shit.
It is.
Somebody had too much time on their hand, but you know, and the fact that the dude Beeple sold his painting, well, it's 5,000 paintings in one. The fact that he sold that for 69 million.
People got too much money on their hands.
They do.
That's it right there.
They really do.
And don't know what to do with it.
That's just somebody who got money, just want to be able to say, yo,
they really
I got that.
I can spend it on some bullshit.
Yep. 69 million. Who did that? Who brought that? Let me call them. Let me see if they need a tax write-off.
Right.
Yeah. Spend $69 million putting somebody through some kids through college, whatever.
Damn.
They doing way too much.
Way too much. Okay, so now let's go back to Derek's situation that he was talking about. You remember what your situation was?
Yeah. It was just, you know, we talked about the trail stop. That's all. I was just trying to figure out, like, when I got into that stock, it really was just about practicing, but you know, practicing with some, you know, with real, it was real money, but it was a small investment, like $42, I think was the price. And it's in the money now. When I bought it out of the money. Now it's in the money. I still hadn't hit the break even point, because the break even point is the strike price plus the purchase price, which you put it at 1142. So Kenny asked me, like, what was my strategy behind it? And you know, it expires on April the 16th. I honestly don't really have a strategy, but as Kenny was talking about the trail stop, now I'm thinking, like, yo, if it hits 1142, which could be in a week, it could be by the end of the week, the way it moves, then maybe I would consider doing a trail stop on that, just to practice. If you know, just, you know what I mean? Because once it hits 1142, after 1142, I'm making money. So,
Got you. I think you and I think you did $11. I think I did $12.
Right. So you still out of the money.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to hit 12, because it's like Kenny said.
What company
I think
is
he
this?
said it's NRZ. Yeah. So what did Kenny say? It's going up how much in 30 days? $2?
Mm-hmm. If it go up $2.
Right.
It could be like 500% or something like that.
Right. So if it goes up $2 more in the next 30 days, then, you know, it'll be at what, like $13. So you'll be in the money. I would have, and that's where I'm trying to struggle. That's where I'm struggling to understand too. And I think Kenny told me, though, is understanding the amount of money you make if it does this. So if I got it at an $11 strike, it goes to 13. That's a $2, right? $2 profit, right? Times, is that?
Well, you got to look at what that delta is. And then for every dollar, whatever that delta is, he got to pull it up for you so you can see, because I think it was like 47 cents.
But the delta is good though.
Well, I got to go find it.
For which one?
Right.
For his
Delta is
April.
good. The Vega is bad, right?
No, Vega
Theta,
is bad. Vega is bad.
Theta.
Vega is part of the time decay.
Right. Theta and Vega are bad.
Right. And
Delta
really, Vega
and,
really doesn't really do much of anything. It's more or less your
right.
theta. But once, like I said, once your theta goes in the money, it really is even non-existence.
Got you.
That's the time.
But
right?
Delta is good though. Delta adds value
Delta
to it,
and
right?
the gamma is your rate of return for every $1 or $2 that the stock goes up. So like, I'm waiting for my chart to pull up because it shut down. I had to restart it. As soon as it open up, we'll go to it. What's the name? But the
You're shaking it wrong, man. You're shaking it wrong.
So what are you doing with that? You getting ready to drink it?
You got to shake it up and down, not left or right. It's like this, not like
No,
that.
you getting ready to drink it?
Listen, pause. Flag on the play. Let me explain something. I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Nah, man, I just look. You know,
I'm
obviously,
trying to get the sediment at the bottom. So all I'm doing is just shaking it to move it around.
No,
all that. If you can show me where it's written, you got to shake it the bottom a certain fucking way.
No, I'm just saying, man. Like you were using the wrong frequency. Also, I'm just fucking with you now, just to be an asshole because you try to.
I just want to know what you putting it on. Are you cooking with it?
Because I sit it on your garden.
Yep.
You definitely did. Are you
sure his garden? It's a very nice garden. You know what I'm saying? Just
according to you, according to you, a retard could do like any just dumbass like.
Any Joe Blow can grow it.
Right.
Derek, what you go to school for?
Is that what I said, or is that what you took from
my
the
degree?
conversation?
My degree's in history.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why was I thinking you was in engineering or something?
No,
I ain't that smart. Joke's on you, Jack.
We didn't have an
I didn't know you were a history major.
Yeah. We don't have an engineering degree at Central anyway, but my degree's in history.
He chose the easiest thing he thought could get him out of college. You know what I'm saying?
And what you gonna do with history? Are you doing anything with that?
No, I can
just
tell
talking
you
shit to motherfuckers like he's smart. That's all he do.
So
all the fuck he do.
But he had to have a logic behind why he picked history.
I did.
I just told you it was the easiest shit he could think of when he got there. Can I get an A?
Oh, you don't know. Derek was a legend at school.
To make it look like he's a legend at running his fucking mouth. What can I do to? The easiest thing I can do to get the fuck out of this college to make my parents think that I'm doing some work.
So apparently, Kenny has a stick up his ass today called Derek. But at any rate, so my plan was to get a master's PhD, and I did go to grad school for a little bit, dropped out, then go, I need to work, I gotta get a job, so I got stuck in the rat race.
He thought he was going to be a professional student his whole fucking life. That's what he tried to do. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody asks him, what are you doing, Derek? Well, I'm in school getting a PhD. I'm getting my second PhD, my third PhD. You know what I'm saying? He figured he could run that.
Derek, what did you do?
Nothing. I'm just showing up.
One of his frat brothers gave him a job some fucking where. You know what I'm saying? That's what he thought. That's what the nigga thought. That's what he thought. But he actually went into the liquor business and he has done very well for himself.
Mona, don't listen to him. I honestly I majored in history because I've always liked history. Even it's always from a peewee. It was always my favorite subject. I had a certain gift or talent for it. Like I can remember that Kim lived on Arlington Avenue. You know what I mean? Like, so I have, my ability to recall and it just, I love history. I always tell folks, history to me is romantic. So there's a certain amount of romance in history and understanding how we got here and all that stuff. So that's the story. That bullshit that
Here
asshole was
go,
talking
here
about,
come.
that ain't the story. You know what I mean? My major when I first got to Central was political science.
Did this nigga say it was a romance between him and the history?
I said history is romantic.
It's romantic?
Yes, there's
That's
a certain
his,
amount of
listen,
romance.
you can't disparage what he's saying. If that's the way he felt about it, that's how he felt about it.
I just wanted to make sure I heard what I heard.
There is. I mean,
I
you
was like,
think about it, there's a lot of romance. There's a lot of passion and romance in history. I mean, again,
There's
absolutely.
a lot of passion and romance in criminal justice. There's a lot of passion and romance in everything.
Right. And so I fell in love with
if you like it, brother, I love it.
And I fell in love with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? So
who was the third president?
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland,
I don't even know if that shit is even
Cleveland,
right.
McKinley,
y'all now.
Damn, Derek. Oh my God, that's incredible.
I don't know what the fuck, if any of them shits is true or not.
Trust me, I can name all the presidents in order, brother.
Damn.
Nice.
How much is that gonna make you?
It doesn't make me anything, Kenny. It really doesn't. But again, I love it. So I know most of the vice presidents.
Very, I'm impressed.
That's impressive.
That very.
Because I probably knew about maybe 10.
What did you do to commit that to memory like that?
He probably had to do it.
No, I didn't. No, it was really. I mean, like you learn
really
certain. It's just something I decided to do. I decided to learn, and you start like I don't know. It's just weird. Like if you know what happened or what was going on in history in the country, then you'd be like, oh yeah, such and such was the president then. So like some people can remember the first president, the third president for you, just so you know, was Jefferson. But if you understand like the Louisiana Purchase, like just knowing when that was, oh, Jefferson was the president. So then you start being able to, it just falls in order. And then I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and learn all of them in order.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I give you props for that.
Yeah, I look at you a little differently now.
Well, if I ever make it to what's that shit? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You gonna be on my. If they had some history shit,
you gotta call, right?
List.
Right. And I was captain.
I need a lifeline.
I was captain of the quiz bowl team high school. So something else I was about to say about that. Oh, I probably knew all the 50 capitals when I was probably by the third grade. I could probably name all. Yep.
I did too back then, but I don't know that shit no more.
I can't hold that now. I did the same thing. I did all of that. Spelling bees, the fun facts, all those kind of things. I used to know all of that. I don't know none of that stuff now.
None of it.
All the Super Bowl. I could probably at one point I could name all the Super Bowl champions up until probably the 2000.
Look, he's still shaking.
Who's that, Kenny?
What are you doing with the apple cider vinegar? Are you just gonna drink it, or are you adding it to a meal?
I'm cooking with it.
What you adding it to? Chicken?
My kale.
Oh, okay.
I'm a chef over here. Be clear. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody can cook fucking kale. Anybody can cook. All it takes is some fucking water and some salt and pepper and a fucking pot and some fire. What the fuck? Anybody can do that.
So you are 100,000%. You are 100,000% correct.
That is not true. That is not true. And not everyone can. See, I'm just like Kenny. Like cooking, that shit. You like obviously you like to cook. I would never shit on it. Anyway, can we just get back to stocks, please?
Derek, you have evolved because you were not this nice in college.
I've always been nice, Kim. That's just that you got me pegged wrong. I've
You were
always
a
been
little
nice guy.
snippy. You were a little, you know.
No,
I was
Dirk was
wild.
an asshole,
I was
and he
wild.
still is an asshole.
I was wild.
Yeah, he
But-
was a little wild. He was a little wild.
Yeah, I've never been accused of not being nice. That was
That's true. That's true. That's true.
right.
Because we always got along very well. That's true.
Right.
That's
Yeah. I'm gonna get along with you.
And you drinking that? What the hell?
He was
are
a
you
wild
drinking?
one though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
Apple
that
juice?
has changed, Kim.
No, that's
Good.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. That was no damn Kool-Aid.
He don't drink no damn Kool-Aid.
It's Crystal Light, but it's
That's
Kool-Aid.
my stuff. Yep. Fruit punch.
It's
Oh.
grape and lemonade mix.
Yep.
You're
Yeah,
not
that's
about
the
that
best
life.
one. But that I got the
Good.
goalie pills for that
Stop
apple cider
telling me
vinegar.
about it.
Oh no, I got that too.
What, the goalie pills?
Come on, man. You know I'm
That's
team
all
health
I
over
take.
here.
Yep. That's all I take.
I'm team health over here.
Yep. I take like 2 or 3 a day.
Yep. That curbs your appetite.
Yep.
That's a bullshit lie.
That is a lie.
It is, 'cause I be
It don't
eating
work
up
for
some-
me.
That's a bullshit lie.
Where did I put that goddamn remote? Oh, there you go.
Are we done?
Nah, we ain't done.
Oh, he dead wrong. He is dead wrong.
Who, me?
No, my husband.
Oh,
What do you say?
What's up with Kenny? How you doing?
He's fine. Okay, so let me tell y'all. This is some old people shit right here. So my son had a football game on Friday. I was in my yard doing my flower bed. So I came inside to get dressed. I took a shower and everything, got dressed. I went into the office to turn off my computer because I played hooky from work for a couple of hours. So I turned off my computer. And as I turned around to walk out the door, I bust my ass. I had, you know how you stumble and you try to catch yourself? I got bruises. I don't even think I can see this shit. I got bruises on my arm, on my knee. I bust my ass. So in the midst of all this, when I fell, shut up, Kenny, I fell and my husband says,
I'm just trying to get the picture painted because I need to understand. Did you slip on a banana peel with some ice? Like, or was you just
Damn.
naturally walking and you just
Well, Mona, I just want to know if you okay. You doing all right?
Kim,
He
thank you.
needed specifics.
Thank you.
I just need to
No,
know you okay.
Oh, I bust my ass because I'm clumsy like that. Shit.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay, that's what it is. I fell. And it ain't even to be that I'm old. I've always been this way. That's why don't ask me to run nowhere because I'm not running. I walk, but I'm just clumsy like that. And I haven't fallen in quite some time. My last big fall was when I was in Philadelphia at the Beyonce concert. I bust my ass.
I need details on that one.
Let me just go ahead and say it right now, Mona. Please don't fall in front of me.
Oh God. But hold on. So back to this story. I'm on the damn ground and he in the other room. He might have been in here. He said, "Did you just fall?" And all I could do was bust out and start laughing. Yep, I sure did. Do you know this motherfucker came in there and took pictures of me on the ground?
as he
That's
should.
what he just sent me.
You
With me, my big ass sitting on the damn floor.
But that's what he was supposed to do. As long as you were all right, you ain't break nothing. You're supposed to take a picture.
Yeah, that's so that you can look back that 10, 20 years from now and be like, boy, that was funny as a motherfucker. And that's what it did. Made
So
you
that's
laugh.
some guy shit. That's all y'all agree with that. That's some guy shit, huh?
I don't know.
I got a bruise on my arm and on my knee. I can go to the cops and be like, my husband.
And that's some female shit right there.
Right,
See?
and that's some female shit.
I would never do that. I've always said, if I ever have to call the cops, if I ever have to call the white man on someone that I'm with, that is a done deal. Because I that's right there. If I got to call the cops on your ass, why am I with you? Why would I even think about continuing to be with you? I'm not
You
doing
know what I
that.
thought you was gonna say, Mona? If I have to call, you ever have to call the cops on a dude you was dating, whatever, it's to come pick up the body. Yo, he put
That's
his
true.
hands on me. He put his hands on me. Y'all come pick up the body.
That's true. That's one of the another reason why I'm in Virginia when I went to Norfolk State, because had I stayed in Jersey, I was with a guy and it got real bad. It got real bad. So I was like, if I don't get out of here, I'm gonna be dead in jail for killing his ass. I gotta go.
Right.
I gotta go.
I'm glad you left.
Yeah, I gotta go. All right, let's get back to the for real stuff.
Okay. So you got the you got the
Yeah.
11 strike April 21, right? That's what y'all at?
Talk- Like
April
16.
Who?
Or maybe
No, April 16th for 2021. Okay, yeah.
right.
So the interesting thing about this is if you look at the delta and the gamma, right? So for every dollar, it goes up 49 cents, right? But for every $2, it goes up 49 plus 41. That's 90 cents for every $2. That's fucking good as shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
why when you look at what the price is, when you go back here and look at the net change, so that's why if you get a $2 move or you get a dollar move, you see the big difference in price from one to the other. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were talking about earlier, if you're at this 11 strike and it goes up $2, you could potentially be around $1.80, which is typically about a 500% return, right? As opposed to you being at the $12 strike and going up $2, that's potentially around 750, 800% return. But that's why, because the difference in the delta and the gamma is so crazy, because on any other, typically on an option, you would look at, let me see if I could find, even, I mean, outside of that right there, this is how your option would look. You would go up 6 cents, and even that's high. This gamma would be like a penny, 2 cents, no more than 3 cents on any.
So what constitutes that? What makes that happen?
That I do not know. I can find out, but I do not know why this is as high as it is. That's very interesting. So, and maybe that's why you had an influx of people going in on Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know, 1,000 contracts were bought and sold on that particular strike, on the $12 strike. It was 761. You know, that's a lot for a company like NRZ that typically
Right.
has. Look at this.
We don't have a lot of
I mean,
volume.
look at the 18. It's like nobody in those.
Nobody. So that's almost like somebody knows something, or they see the movement where they say, oh, shit, in a dollar move, I can make a couple of 100% return. That's crazy. A dollar move in the stock is going to net me a crazy return like that. So I was
wondering how I got in the shit. You said something about this.
Yeah, NRZ. Mm-hmm. And so this is like, I don't know how many contracts y'all have.
I only got one. I only got one. I was just. I think I got this before I could figure out how to do the paper trades, right? So I was like, well, it's just $42. I'll just get in, play around, blah blah blah, and it's really from the original ones that I got, it's really the only one that I'm because I don't even have cat no more. I got out of cat. So anyway,
I got.
So I was still holding on this one.
If I mean, it's good in the aspect of you see how short the move is in order for you to get the return, right?
Right.
And this just based off of prior activity, we seen the last 30 days, the stock has moved $2 in the last 30 days. Mm-hmm. So let's say with another 30 days left on this contract, if you can get if you was to get a fucking dollar move, you know what I'm saying? From 34 to 95, that's still a 200% return. You know what I'm saying? Right. Give or take, whether you're in the 12 or the 11. You know what I'm saying? So if you could get another dollar move on top of that, You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
just to go from 11 to 95 or go from 34 to $1.80.
Right.
That's
So
crazy.
now I'm thinking about just because I honestly believe that it's going to move because because it was on average, like I said, like 15 cents to 20 cents a day every trading day is going back in and just getting more contracts at the $11 strike. It would
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
be cheap. What's the price? I can't see it on my phone. What's the price of that $11 strike? Like 31 cents?
$39. So
You said, but
39
it's 30.
cents, 39
Right, right,
cents,
right,
which is
right,
like
right. So see, it's
$39.
actually even cheaper. So it's even cheaper now
Right.
Right.
than when I got it.
I'm
So
negative.
So, but
right,
you look at it like this. Let's say you got 10 contracts, right?
right.
And those
Yep,
10 contracts cost you $390, right?
yep,
And
yep,
that $390, this contract or the stock goes up $2, and you turn that 390 because that's what you paid for it, even though it's worth
yep,
340, you paid
yep,
390. You
yep.
turn 390 into 1800.
Right,
That's a hell of a come up to me.
right. Yeah, I think So I think I might because I honestly believe because like you said, there's not a lot of volatility in this option. Like even when it would go down, it would only go down 20, 30, 40 cents. You know what I mean? But then it
If
would
you
just
put
come
$800 into this play and it went up $2, you can get 3,600.
right. Yeah,
You
I
can
think I'm
potentially get 3,600 off of $800.
right. Yeah, yeah. I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna go ahead and grab 10 contracts on this one.
I
Now let
think
me
we'll get
ask
that
you.
because that's you look at it like this. The most that you can lose would be the money that you put into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Especially if the one that the current contract that I have pays off, it would potentially cover this loss anyway. You know what I mean?
And looking at this chart, like I said, it's above the 50-day moving average. Yeah. It's above the 50-day moving average. It's above the 200-day moving average. It's not at particularly at the top part of your Bollinger Band, so there's definitely room to run. Even it
Yep.
can still go outside of that. So you're in between your middle Bollinger Band and your top Bollinger Band. So I mean, so then you take it a step further, and we look down. Even though it's
It's
overbought,
overbought, right? Yep, yep.
it's still up here. And even on your MACD, you have the green over the yellow, which is upward movement. You got the green over the red, which is upward movement. Just because it's up here doesn't really typically make too much of a difference.
Right.
It's just letting you know that there may be some selling pressure.
Sure.
So let's just say,
Or it could be resetting. That could be the new what do you call it? The new what do you call it? The new press what do you call it, Kenny?
I don't
Right,
know.
the new resistance. That could be the new resistance, right?
Well, no, this has nothing to do with resistance, right?
Okay.
So this is more or less if the stock is oversold or overbought. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
overbought right now, so it needs to release some pressure so it can come down. Now, that may just because it needs to release, that doesn't mean it will release. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So let's just say looking at because people measure RSI differently a lot. So if last time it was up here, and mind you, the green is still over the red, but if you look at from right here, there was a run. Not until the green crosses over the red is there a sell signal. But like I said, you're still at that 80 mark. So it's hard to say. Let me see. Let me go back in time a little bit. Let me see something. Yeah, there may be some downward pressure on it. So it may come down some. So
Right.
I wouldn't look at wanting to jump into it only because it's in the overbought area and
Mm-hmm.
it has went up, came down. I just would see how it would move on how
Unless you was looking long term though, right? Because you could
oh
put
yeah,
down
you could
pressure in
definitely
it.
go out. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're
And
looking long
then
term, that's something totally different.
right.
But
And then you could grab
even
it
with
cheap
the
for a
long
cheaper
term,
price to hold it. Right.
even with the long term, I would still, if there's a possibility of it still going up $2 from this point, I would still want to get in at a lower rate. So let's go a little deeper.
Right.
Let me see something. Let me look at a support level, right? And see if we can see some stuff in here. So this What's that? That $10.72 is a support level. Let me see. So your resistance right now is at 1103, right? So I can plot this one right here as, hold on, let's change this. Change this to this. This is at the high is 1075. So that's a support level, right? Let me bring this down. Hold on. Let's do this so I can make this a little bigger to see. So that 1075, you got 1106 is where it's trading in between right now. So this came up, and let's go to the hourly chart, right? So this is how I would look at this. So we got, because you want to see how it's moving intraday and on a daily, right? So you go to that hourly on the intraday. That gives you a better look at how it was moving throughout the day. And now you can see what the after hours look like. Ooh, after hours look good. So let's come down. Hold up. All right, so let me do this. Oops, cancel that. Hold on. Activate drawing. All right, so now we see what's going on during the day, right? We see it ran up in the morning. So this gives you the story of what happened during the day. It ran up in the morning on a 10 o'clock hour. It was some sellers that came in, but then the buyers pushed it back up, and the buyers kept pushing it back up. They came right here again. The buyers were in. They pushed it up to 1106. And the sellers came in and was like, "Oh, fuck all that shit. We done with all this. We're gonna push it down. You got a hammer on upside down hammer here. So you see the buyers came in, but then the sellers came back and pushed it down. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. I don't know how to remove. So, and now we're in after hours where you have some more institutional buying into the stock. So it closed 7 o'clock with upward pressure. This thing might bust through $11.05. It might bust through the high on Monday. You know what I'm saying? But we won't know that till 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the pre-market. See how the pre-market looks for this particular stock. So if you want, what you could do is if you wake up before the open, look at your hourly chart or look anything hourly or below, right? And then it will show you, I would say maybe your 30-minute chart or your 15-minute chart. So you can see what the movement is prior to the open. Because currently, according to this, it closed at the 1093. But on the open, right, it's going to open up at 1104. So it's going to open up 11 cents higher than what it closed from Friday, because this is what's been going on in the aftermarket. So we'll see what the pre-market is going to look like, and it can possibly go past this 1105. So it may be a hard decision, because a lot of times, typically when the market opens up, the stock doesn't hold that price for the remaining of the day.
I ain't seen that happen yet. Right. I ain't seen that happen yet on that.
Right. Like whatever it opens up, it'll settle down lower. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, because you need positive news and guidance throughout the second half of the day to carry it over throughout the whole day. Right. What you over there smiling about, Mona?
Yeah, is that usually like around 1 o'clock? Because it just seemed like 1 o'clock. Just
she over there just grinning like a Cheshire cat. You know what I'm saying? Like she over there.
Y'all
like,
see, I don't know if y'all see Dion with Jackson State when they coming in after halftime. They up 30-0, but they playing gospel music on the football field.
Oh no, I ain't see it. I seen they was doing
I'll
something, but I didn't look at the what's the name. But yeah,
Dion, he getting on my damn nerves, man. But go ahead, that's a whole nother subject. All right, so Kenny, so does it? Because it just seems like maybe it's just me, but somewhere around like 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, it's do or die.
well, around actually it kind of happens around 11 o'clock. We got a lot of things changing off around 11 o'clock. People taking breaks, not as much trading activity goes on
Right.
from 11 to 1. And then that's why I have on my phone every day, I check the market at 1:30, right? That's like the crossover to the second half of the day. So I check the markets at 123 to be exact. Every day I look at, even though I'm looking at it all day, I just when it goes up, I just make it a note, mental note, look at the market, see where we at, see what the volume is looking like. Because what happens in the morning can change in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? As you have definitely seen where you can even open up on a high and the market takes off in the morning, and by the afternoon, that motherfucker negative. You know what I'm saying? So knowing how the stock moves.
Hence, I don't look at my shit until 7 o'clock.
Well, it's a long day. You talking about 7.5 hours of trading. That could definitely be it can go up and down. So looking at how it's been moving, it kind of, I think it may open up higher, but I don't think it will sustain. But it still may close.
Right.
As long as it closes above the $10.93, it'll still be a positive day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, with what's to come, that's why I said economic news is so important. What's to come for the week, and on Wednesday with the FOMC interest rate decision, even though we know he's not increasing interest rates, well, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. But
Yeah, how you know that?
Well, you got
He said it, but
I look at, that's another thing. So I look at the mortgage report as well, right? They're not, so according to the housing industry, mortgage interest rates for mortgages are not going to increase, not before the end of this year, right? So you're talking about at least October, right? That was the last limit I looked at. Not until, if it would be a change, it wouldn't be to after October. So because you got to understand, if the interest rates increase, right? What does that mean? That means the rate to borrow money increases, which
gonna be higher.
increases your bottom line on money that you borrow, right? So the money you got to pay back is going to be higher, which is going to limit the amount of money that you make. That's never good information, good news for the market. So right. If it goes up or he does increase it, then just know that it's going to be a red day, right? And that's why we see these instances where the 10-year treasury, with that rate going up, the market goes down, right? Because people are selling bonds, right? So when people sell bonds, the interest rate goes up, the 10-year treasury goes up because they're selling because they're trying to redistribute money, and the bonds are not as attractive. So to make them attractive, they have to raise the rates, right? And in the interim of them raising those 10-year treasury rates, that's negative on the market as a whole. So the market goes down. But when people are buying bonds, the 10-year treasury goes down. So, and the economy is supposed to be good when people are selling bonds. We're not in a good economy. You know what I'm saying? You got unemployment rate at 6.2%. That's not a good economy, according to their standards. So some things are just
my question though
out of whack.
Is when those treasury bonds or bond yields go up, it affects the NASDAQ more than the others. Why is that?
Because the NASDAQ are more tech heavy. And actually it affects the tech sector more than anything, right? Because they borrow money to run businesses. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They do more borrowing than other typical sectors to run their business. So the money that they got to pay back, it's like an interest rate. If the interest rate goes high, I got to pay more money back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when the yield rate, whenever that goes up, the NASDAQ goes down. But what we've seen, especially on Friday, what I noticed was that with the yield being at 1.63, the market started kind of getting used to it. You know what I'm saying? It has to get, once it gets used to these yields being higher, it can kind of start acting in a normal fashion, normal pattern. That's why it was such a shock to see them go from, you got to think, in the end of January, the yield rate was at
1.4.
1.1.
Oh, 1.1.
Between 0.9 and 1.1. We done went up 0.5%.
But I don't know, was it Kathy that said that, or was it after? I don't know. I be listening to so much shit where they said it might go up to 2%.
I mean, they've been saying that all the time. They say that on CNBC all day, that the yield may go up to 2%. My thing is this: I don't have a problem with going to 2%, but let it go up gradually. I don't need no drastic moves in the yield jumping up, because then the market looks at that as uncertainty, and the market does not like uncertainty. It likes to know what is going on, and then it behaves in a regular pattern. When there's a sign of uncertainty, that's when it's like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, no, we're not doing this today. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to the fucking hell. So if it moves up gradually, I'm cool, because they're talking about it might hit 2%, right? Cool, whatever's clever. And you may see moves may not be as big as they have been in the past, but as long as it continues to climb, I'm cool with a slower move. Just don't make it not move up in an upward trend. So it's going to be interesting. That's why I said this Wednesday Fed meeting is going to be interesting to see what he says, because you got to think the market picks up on words. So whoever interprets it in a manner that can be positive or negative, and they harp on that, particular phrase that he may say, that's what's going to dictate the sentiment in the market.
Okay.
And it can, that's why I said up in between now and Wednesday is just going to be, you just don't know. It can be a pullback. It could take off. You know what I'm saying? The futures will kind of give you an indication, but once again, that's just the opening. Shit changed during the day. It could say 200 on the opening on the futures, and shit, by the end of the day, you can down 150 points. So you just gotta. I think this week is going to be
a little unstable,
a little tiptoe week. Tread lightly. Don't be jumping out the window. Now, if you see something that you like and it's still attractive, then by all means, you don't have to go 100% in. Maybe you go 50% in, and just kind of see what it do, and do your dollar cost averaging up if it decides to go up. But if it goes against you, you know what I'm saying? If it goes against you, then you could just dollar cost average down.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But either way, you just want to be careful, because like I said, this week we've had a run up all last week. You know what I'm saying? In certain stocks, it was a nice little run up in a lot of joints. And like I was telling you before, I'm looking at that 91.50 on that Viacom to get back into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think throughout March Madness, it can be a good look. It's already been a good look.
Yo, Kenny, I don't want to, we had a brief conversation in GroupMe about QFin and what was the other one? Fin.
QFin and what was the other one that you came across?
FinV. Yeah, FinV. And they're moving. They're sort of the similar companies, right? They were moving in sympathy with one another, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. I don't know your thoughts. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't really know how to read the charts. I looked at the charts and tried to do all that, but all I did was just I couldn't make heads or tails by charting them.
on the FMV chart.
Yep. QFin.
Now,
Both of them.
So what I did was, whenever I'm looking up, I just kind of go and let's just do this real quick. I kind of go here. So I go to the we got to get that Zax, yo. Y'all want to do it this week?
Zax, what's that? Zaxby's?
Buy the subscription.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I ain't got it no more.
You better go find that shit, goddammit. So I always go to the IBD because that's one of the things that we pay for. And I look at the information they have. I go on IBD, I go on Bar Chart, I go on Bloomberg, I go on all these different sites, Benzinga, and I'm looking for articles to give me an indication of direction. So on an IBD checklist, now mind you, Investor Business Daily, they measure stocks by composite ratings, right? So this currently, FinV has a 94. It's 1 point below being one of their recommendations. It has to be 95 or above for it to get, and the composite is based off of several different factors, and they come up with a number, right? And that number is supposed to be relative to a good investment, right? Anything 95 or above is a good investment. So FinV, even though it is not within the top 4, top 5, because you see where QFin is, that was another reason I looked at QFin. It was in the 1%, it was a 100% pick, and it was in the top 1% on Bar Chart, right? On IBD, it's number 2 and rank in the rankings of financial services and specialty groups. So that's what FinVevolution is. Now, that's not to say that because it's not ranked, but it has a composite of 94, doesn't mean that it's not a good investment, because it's still it very much so. You know what I'm saying? Can come up to in the top 5 or whatever. So when I scroll down, I'm looking at market direction, right? Market and confirm upward trend. Man, that's already positive news. And then I start looking at, industry group. I start looking at all of these different other parameters. You know what I'm saying? To get an idea of where the stock can possibly go, right? At least it's giving me what the analysts and how the analysts are looking at this, but I start seeing red signals with the EPS rating, and last quarter's earnings per share growth was only 5%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I start seeing things that may be negative information, and I gotta take those into account because you want to make the best decision. So then I go to Bar Chart, right? Now we just going through the whole steps. FinV, we're gonna put in the FinV, and I'm gonna see what Bar Chart tells me. So Bar Chart tells me that it is 100% buy with the strongest short-term outlook on maintaining current direction. Okay. Long-term indicators fully support a continuation of the trend.
What are you reading? Where do you see this at?
Right here, strong right here.
Okay.
Every time you go on Bar Chart, just look to the right. It tells you all that information, right? So then I see that, right? But then I take it a step further and I go down to analyst ratings right here, because I want to know what the analysts rated at. Now, the analysts, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago, right? It went from a 3 to a 4. What is that telling me? It's telling me that the analysts are getting on board with this for some reason. They're starting to like it. Now, mind you, there are only 2 analysts that are analyzing the stock. Sure. But one says, they both, one saying it's a hold, the other one saying it's a moderate buy. It still has a moderate buy rating of 4 out of 5. Now, mind you, this number is out of 5. So then I look at what are the price targets, right? These were the analyst target prices. Well, guess what? We were already above $7. We're at $8.60. How far can it go? So we don't know. So then again, I go, it's not open now. I have to go on here and I go into tip ranks, right? I'm just telling you, this is how I be analyzing shit. I go over here. I'm gonna look up FinV. I'm gonna see which tip ranks the analyst as well as
The lamp, right.
as well as gives you information on companies, right?
They let you know if those two analysts are full of shit or
right.
or
Like
legit.
how correct were they in their assessment?
Previous, right.
And how, what is their record on when they rank stocks? Well, the
Right,
bad thing is that there's no results for FinV on the
Uh-oh.
ranks. So that's not, it ain't bad, but it ain't good.
Right. Yeah.
So what we do is, I take it a step further. I go into Benzinga, right? Boom. You see, I already had it open. So I go into Benzinga, I go into the Benzinga quotes. Let's see what's popping over here. Let's see what Benzinga said, because Benzinga and Reuters are other good financial institutions, financial news outlets. And like I do this for a bunch of companies all day. This is like my whole process because I want to get a understand. You know, that's like your credit. Companies don't know who you are, but they look at your credit to see what type of person you are. Do you pay your bills on time? Are you late? Are you a fuck up? Or are you responsible? Right? And that's what we're doing. We're looking at, we're checking these motherfuckers' credit to see what type of company they are. Where's it at? Analyst ratings, right? So I go to the analyst ratings, look at the stock price, but I'm more concerned about Judy Zhang and Alex Yee, right? I need to see what the fuck they got going on. One says it's an upgrade, one says it's a downgrade. You know, the rating is a neutral, downgrades buy, from neutral lowers to buy. So buy raises, neutral, the buy raises. Action price raises, it lowers it. This is not telling me absolutely fucking nothing, right? Because we don't know how old these ratings were. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here's a date right here. 3/12. I'm going with Judy because he didn't rate this thing. This was the last time he even looked at it was September 1st. He's Judy on top of her shit. So 3/12. She's going from a neutral to a buy. Okay. And her price target was $7. Well, we know whenever an analyst comes out with a price target, they always look at the low part of a price because they want the price target to be, in order for them to look good, they want the price target to exceed what they said it was going to be. That's like Joe Biden talking about, you know, I'm gonna have 100 million doses of vaccine by June. He already had 100 million. So now he looked like, oh damn, he
low expectations.
Yeah, he over delivered. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at with this. So FinV is a little
tricky, right.
Little tricky. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
But QFin is stronger. It has all the.
Is a lot stronger. So look at that. It's rated in the top two. It's number 2. Now, mind you, BFST. Let me just see what the stock price is, because that is going to tell me something too. So that's 24.25. That ain't bad. So that means to tell me that those options can't be but so much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go back. Let me go back because we're gonna go back to QFin and do the same process and see the type of information that we pull up with QFin. Because this is us looking in. Now, look at this. QFin is higher. It's at 31, right? So now BFST and QFin, because to me, FinV is a gamble, right?
Right.
Because I can't pull up enough data to support putting money into it. Not to say it's not a bad buy, but I need some more.
It's a gamble. It's risky. That's a tad bit more risk. Makes sense.
So if I go into bar chart, right, we're gonna do QFin and we're gonna do BFST. Look at that. Now,
trim them up, or was they already like that from the winter?
They was like that from the winter. Kenny said, "What's up?" Earlier.
What up? So
Kenny said, "What's up?"
Check this joint out, right?
Yeah. When
The
I
high
fell,
target, now we in QFIN. The high target, the analyst target is what? $41,
he
right?
said, "What up, Kenny?"
And it's
Yo,
at 24. It was at 24, right?
no. That was BFST.
Oh,
We're gonna get to
right.
But look at QFIN, right? The analyst projected to be $41. We're at $31.49. That's already $10 above what the analyst projected, right? Boom. We come down, strong
Damn.
buy, right? 5 out of 5. From a month ago, current, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, they got 5s across the board, right? So now I'm like, okay, it's already looking good. So, but let me go look at it a step further. Let me go into this Benzinga and see what they say, right? And I'm gonna go into tip ranks. I'm going to both of them at the same time. Hold on. Because I told you that QFIN has been very, very good to me.
I was getting ready to say it looked good.
Oh no, I've been in it. So you already know.
You are?
Yeah, I've been telling y'all about this shit for about a month or 2 months.
Ah, shut up.
You know, you always you so busy, you so caught up on I ain't got it, you be forgetting you don't even hear the shit. You know what I'm saying? So
no result.
That's all right. We're gonna go right. Oh, here. Hold on. Here you go. Oh no.
Tell about the story I told you about Brandon.
Hold on.
She breaks the fuck down crying. She's like, why would he do that? I believed him.
So
I said,
You told her that?
Huh?
Why you tell her that?
Because he was texting her the same thing he was texting me.
So check it out. The analyst rating on the QFIN on Benzinga, right? Morgan Stanley, initiates coverage. Overweight, that's super buy. China Renaissance initiates coverage. It's a buy. Citigroup initiated coverage. It's a buy. Even though these were older dates, they were on the stock way back last year, right?
Yep.
So hasn't much changed because they haven't made no downgrades. You know what I'm saying? And they sticking to their guns with it. So already QFIN is looking on the good side. So then I go to, hold on, let's come up out of here and go to the chart, the actual chart. Because I still want to look at BFST because BFST may be even a better buy. Just never know. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, I'm in the May 21. Let's close this one. Now, mind you, where did I get in at? I don't even know where I bought this shit at. I know I'm up about maybe 200 or 300%.
What is QFIN?
That's the ticker symbol. The company is 360 Digitech. That's the name of the company, but the ticker symbol is QFIN. So
it's like a financial platform, consumer platform,
right?
Type technology type jump. Whatever the hell that means.
I've been charting the fuck out of it. But look at this. It's hovering. It's been hanging on to this. Well, it was resistance, but it's like resistance and support, right? Because it done hit this line, and this was Thursday, right? Look at the trajectory. This motherfucker been on a fire, right? It done hit this resistance level. I had an alert here, but it hit another resistance level that once it hits it, it kind of it hits the not the resistance, but the other alert, it disappears once it hits it. So I had it if it was to come back down to 24.2. But look at it, it's been on a tear. So now it has found resistance.
It's earnings.
At this 24.1. Is it? Let me see. And this is the hourly. Let's go on the daily. We'll do a daily chart. Let's see. So earnings is 315. So
Tomorrow.
that's going to be interesting because to see what happens on Monday, because earnings is Monday, right? We've seen it drop down in after hours right here and then shoot back up when it opened up on Friday, right? And now it's just hovering around this 3150, like it's waiting. So, I mean, but based off of this run, I'm gonna say, and like you never play through earnings, but if you're gonna play it for the long haul, you want to play through it. You want to get in so that you can get. If it, let's say them earnings and that guidance is good, then QFin. Now, mind you, what's the high is at 33. We at 31. If we get some good news, you already know what it's going to do. So you start looking at the trade. Okay. And if you want to do a short-term trade, I wouldn't do March 19th, even on the April side. I mean, it ain't like it's cheap, but it ain't
I
expensive.
was going to say, they ain't cheap.
I mean, like I said, I'm in this joint. This is me. I'm in this right here. And
April?
yeah,
Oh, you in March. You
I'm
in May.
I'm at that May 30th. I'm already at the money. You know what I'm saying? Let it go up some more. That's going to be another couple of 100%. I mean, at least another 100, 200% for me because I was up 400% in the stock. You know what I'm saying? So it's been moving. So even if you was to do a 45, because what did we see the price target was on one of them other screens? 41. If I can get a $10 move in the stock, what? Just imagine if I'm at 30 and I get a $10 move, right, in the stock to 40. So if I go up 10, let's go up 10. If I'm at 7, you talking about I could be at $12.60 on a $10 move? That's what's that? That's like a 70% move in the option. I mean, some money. Hold on. I gotta put my camera.
I said I was getting off this call at 7 o'clock. It's 7:10.
You was getting off?
Mm-hmm.
You was getting off, man.
Huh? I got stuff to do.
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
Let me check the weather for the week.
But yeah, that. Now what I want to look at is what's the name?
What's the name?
Don't want to come on the goddamn back.
What's the name? What you want to look at?
BFST.
It's what?
BFST.
She wouldn't
B
know
as in every day?
BFST. She
Oh,
went to
B
Norfolk
as in.
State. They can play basketball, but that's about all.
You know what? Don't do that.
Apparently they
Don't.
can't.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They can grow some tomatoes, but they can't motherfucking hear.
No, that's just me.
So
Kenny said, will you please go get your ears checked? Shut up.
I like that. Well, like I said, I like QFin because I'm in it. But BFST, let's look at that. Oh, interesting. They don't have any fucking options. So we won't be looking at that. But this, what was that? That was in IBD. Was it BFST? Let me make sure that was a correct acronym. Yeah, that was it. So that's even better for me because the number one in this industry didn't have any options. So, but the number 2 did. So I'm gung ho on a number 2. The FinV still, like I said, not to say that it couldn't be a contender. It just I wasn't seeing enough information and what made me want to just jump into it. Now I would have to start reading a bunch of articles. So, and you see they got a bunch of press release. Oh, that's another thing. Let me show y'all that real quick. So I go into this other. It's another site I go into too. I think it's really good too. Tradingview.com. I've been concentrating. Yeah, this joint is kind of dope.
It's another platform, right? Another platform starting stuff.
Yep. And what I like about it is that when you go into it and they show you the chart, they give you the news about it on the right side. Like you can see different articles about it, where the company's mentioned. You know what I'm saying? So on March, what was that? March the 12th. Let's see what they're saying. ADR, Asian stocks were trading. Let me see what they're saying about FinV. The declines in oil, which fell. Okay, so FinV fell 14%. You'll find out personal, so that's not good news. Let's see what they said about on the 11th. I'm just scanning through real quick. The Chinese consumer lender reported. Then that's okay news, but it's nothing to write home about. Yeah, I just like to look at. Oh damn, I'm thinking y'all in here. Yeah, in the what's the name? I was just showing y'all the. There you go. This is the Trading View platform of.
You got to pay for this?
No, this is free.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I mean they have a paid portion to it, but I ain't get there yet. And they were saying it was a strong buy. I gotta put some more brown sugar in there. Finance, rental.
Brown sugar and what? Kale?
What? You don't know how to cook, girl.
I don't. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, what? That's the secret weapon. Apple cider vinegar with some brown sugar. Man, that thing is phenomenal. You gotta cook it for like 2 hours. So
kale?
The way I cook it, yeah. I mean, it's already been cooking for an hour.
Wow.
Hour, like a little more than an hour. I don't cook the kale for an hour because I cook it with smoked turkey necks. So I cook the smoked turkey necks for an hour before I put the kale.
Gotcha.
Open them up, let the meat start falling up off the bone, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And then with the juices from it cooking, it permeates the kale where now you got that smoked turkey neck juice in the kale. And
so that's similar to like cooking collard greens.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just that kale is higher in nutrients. So I cook it like I will cook collard greens. And it's the same thing. It just has collard greens, you can't really taste the difference. But yeah. FinV is not really looking really good to me.
But the QFin is, but you already in it.
I'm in it.
D, are you in QFin?
Well, he's looking at it. He was thinking about going this week.
Right. But yeah, QFin, and I was looking at both of them, but the more Kenny, that was a great exercise too, Kenny. Very informative. So
I mean, the good thing is like with those is having websites that you can go to look up information, and then you just look at it and digest it. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah,
that's
no, yeah. No, that was a good exercise too.
that's the most important
Well,
thing
look,
about
okay,
being
so
able to.
hypothetically, looking at that, just saying that $45 strike, it only has 2 volume and 114 interests.
On which one?
Right, go down. Right, come down. Right there, May.
And that, but you know what? You know why? Because
Why?
that's probably a new contract. I mean, a new strike. So let's look at the history of the strike, right? Let me put this here. Let's see how long this strike has been around. And it's only been around since
February 17th. What's that?
about a month.
7?
About a month. It hit a low of 60 cents.
Oh wow.
And look at it, motherfucker popped up. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Wow.
Imagine you could have got in around this. This is say 80 cents. This is say you could have got in around this $1.20. But see that, but that's how QFin's been moving. That's why I told you. I said, yo, I was up 300-400 and it's on. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is at the 45. So
I missed that train.
now, I mean, but you can see you still got room to go. You didn't miss it. Because if they're saying a price target of 41,
41.
It's at 31. Now, and like I just said, if they gave you a PT of 41, right? That means it can go to 45.50. So imagine you knowing this could possibly hit 45.50, right? Would you get in it then? Even if you, and like I said, you don't know at what time it may hit that 41, at 45, but you got earnings coming out Monday, right? Because guess what? It might hit 40 tomorrow. If them earnings and the guidance comes out the way, you know, it can be in a positive manner, they give positive guidance. They give an actual of earnings that are great. You already know what could happen. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So even if it went from 31 to 36, 35, still, you know, 5% move is going to give you, what's that? Let's just say it went up 5 points, right? And I'm just using.
You don't think we need both?
My strike for an example. If it go up 5, that's $2.30, right? That's still, what's that? That's a 30% increase in the option. At 2, if it go up 5 points. And so this is the thing. You look at getting multiple contracts.
Yeah.
Where now that multiplier on that one contract is multiplied by the amount of contracts that you have. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's pop, and even still, you know, I know 1 month out is not really. I'm not saying you can't get no gains, but it's good. You know, it's at 185. But on the April 6th,
And I can't jump in that and then roll it.
Yes, you can. Surely can. Yeah, surely can. Because if it goes up, guess what they're gonna do? Add more strikes at a cheaper price.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, you wanted to make it make sense where it looks, what you see is what it is, and you know, numbers don't lie. And you want to
go back to the chart. What was the movement in the past month?
Ooh, it was crazy in last month. Let me take it to a bigger chart. Hold on. So in the past month, right? Let's just say, let me do this. This is a month ago, the 14th. So, but it came down, right?
Yeah.
It was up and it came down. But it's at a high of 33. So now with it coming up, this is like the opportune time to kind of
get back, go get in it.
If it go past, if it hits the previous high and takes off, as we see, if you could have got in down here or even up here, you still could have rolled it up. You know what I'm saying? And that was just this was Friday, this was Thursday, this was Wednesday, this was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
This was Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Last week.
And what was last week? Last week is in that
mm-hmm.
that pivotal time where things are changing to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, we're coming out of this downward pressure season into something that's more regular. And like I said, from mid to the end of March up until April, May, you should see a lot of gains, a lot of an upward trend in a lot of these tech companies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I think on Monday, and they report after the bell at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So when they report on Monday, it'll be interesting to see how it reacts on that Tuesday morning. So do you get in it Monday and play for good earnings and good guidance? I mean, it just sounds like it's a winner. Now watch, Monday, this right here may be negative. It may pull back. And then
take off.
After hours?
Take off.
And then by the time it opens up on Tuesday,
take off even further.
It's up. It's already up $3, $4, $5. And you can't, you know what I'm saying? So you missed the move. You know what I'm saying?
So if I put my limit in there, bringing it, just hoping it'll go down, doing a day on Monday.
Well, what you could do is you can, and see, I got an alert for $34. Right? So, and hold on, let's do this. Let me see something. Let me go back 1 day, 1 year. Okay, the high was 32.25. Well, and it was higher than that, and that was back February 17th. Why did I put that $34 mark there? I don't know why I did that, but let's go back to the 4-hour chart. See, on 4-hour chart, I got a high of 33. That's interesting. It does that. But I mean, yeah, I think with this earnings report, knowing what we just came out of, this should be a good, like I said, if they've met or they beat the earnings estimate, and then give good guidance moving forward. See, that's gonna be the trick. The trick is, even if they didn't beat it or it equals to whatever the estimate is.
It's that guidance that's the factor.
Guidance. Exactly. They give a good guidance, this stock can easily go up $5 to $10. Because this is so hold on, let's do this. Let's do this. Look at this. You're gonna do the 3-year weekly, right? So let's look at last year earnings. What did it do then? This is the earnings. It went up, right? Went up on our earnings, and this is for the week. So this is the week of their earnings, it went up. The week after, it went up. The third week, it pulled back some, and then it went up and took off again, right? That was in 2020. Let's come back out. Oops, hold on. Let me come out. That was in 2020. That was here. What did it do in 2019? So this is when I start going deeper into it. 2019 is, look at that. The week of earnings, it went up. The week after, it came down. But then after that, look what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Took off. But then it came back down.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. This is, you start seeing a downward pressure in
Mm-hmm.
May, April. So there goes that April, May season. You know what I'm saying? You see that downward pressure. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But after that, after this quarter, when they report the earnings, you see nothing but up. So
Mm-hmm.
fast, and this is 2019. So from 2019, 2020, we see what the cycle looks like on the first quarter of earnings for this company. Why would I think it would be anything different?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going
Yeah.
against the grain, but why would I think it'd be anything different? And leading up into it, you know, that doesn't really mean much of anything because you want to see what happens the week after or the week of. So this week, I'm anticipating an up week for this for QFIN. This week and next week, to be quite honest, and maybe that
I
third
might
week.
look at that April. I might look at that April for a short play.
Yeah, what's the numbers looking like in April? Because because you know the shorter it is, the
cheaper.
Cheaper. So let's say even at the 275, that 40, the strike price of 275. You know, a couple people was trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? Looking like they're trying to get involved. In that April, shit. What's this? I wouldn't be. This is what I would be. Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew it. I said the week up because you got to think it don't expire till Friday at 4 o'clock, and if the earnings come out Monday evening, you can ride that motherfucker up. Look at that, 70 cents, 35 cents. You buy a bunch of those contracts and fuck around and get it to 120. That ain't a bad play right there though. But you got to be strong in your conviction on what you think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
And I have no idea.
But let's just say you threw, let's say you threw $250 at it, right? Let's just say you threw 5 contracts at it. That was $350 if you buy the 40 strike. And those are $45. You still paid. I don't like that spread, but I mean, it's, yeah. I guess it is what it is because it's so cheap, but still, that's a big spread between 45 cents and 70 cents. But if that 45 cent can go to $1.20, then you wouldn't have doubled your price. Well, you know what? You paid, if you bought 5, you paid $350. 300. So 120 times 5 is what? 600? You'd have made $250. It's not a whole lot of money, but you know, it can go higher though. But just to give you an idea of what you're looking at. So yeah.
Okay.
It's opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm in the QFIN. You know, you see, even if you look through the chat, that's all I've been saying. Viacom, QFIN. I think I put DBI in there, but Viacom, QFIN, and Vail. I'm on those hard body. I gotta get back, and I still gotta get, now I gotta get 300%. Now I got to average 300%. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to average 300%. So I'm trying to get to that 300%. Oh shit! Let me cook my chicken. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta prepare this food.
All right.
We'll see what happens Monday. I'll hit y'all in the group.
All right.
All right, folks.
All right.
All right.